the call of today's game, here's the voice of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution, Daryl Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from People's Bank Park here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 36 of York Revolution baseball. Tonight, game 3 of this 4-game series between the Revs and the Long Island Ducks. Revs look to bounce back tonight. Tough one last night, ending their 3-game winning streak, but looking to start anew. Hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry alongside Michael Marcantonini. Welcome to Revs Baseball. It is another nice night for baseball here at the ballpark. Warm, feels like summer, and just the way it should be here for early June as we get toward mid-June. And a lot of news coming out last night and earlier today. The Revs, after that difficult loss, did release Jake Ezel last night, so a roster spot opened on the pitching side of things. And during pitchers BP today, we saw Robert Carson get pulled aside. It turns out he was being informed that he's going to start tonight's game because Zach Groats was purchased by the New York Mets earlier today. His contract was, and he's going to Columbia, South Carolina in the South Atlantic League, we just found out, so a tip of the hat to him. And Michael, it's a bit of a scramble today. The Revs, who had to use the bullpen quite a bit last night, will pull Carson from the bullpen into the rotation tonight, maybe for more than just tonight. We'll see how things go. He has done it before, but Groats, he would have made this start tonight, so that's a little bit tough for the team, but ultimately you're most happy for him, and he certainly performed very well to get that recognition.
Sure, and there was talk before the season of whether Carson was going to be the guy in the rotation, and he has starting experience in the past, a few different seasons in the Atlantic League as well as in affiliated ball. So, I mean, he's a guy who can go out there and give you some innings, and whether he's stretched out to go 4, 5, 6 tonight, who knows? I mean, he's worked multiple innings in a handful of starts this year. His longest was 3 1/3. That was in relief. So he's a guy who you're hoping to probably get 4 or 5 out of him tonight and then go from there. The bullpen took a hit last night with Severino only going 2 2/3. So it's just going to be all hands on deck tonight and see where you can go from there, because this rotation, it's just nothing's been set in stone the past 2 weeks or so. A lot of moving parts. Now,
it has been a strength, but like you said here, of late, very much in flux. Carson tonight, he's 3-1, a 1.71 ERA. Revs will be facing John Brownell, who's 3-4 with a 5.45 ERA for Long Island. Coming up on our pregame tonight, we've got part 2 of our conversation with Grant Sides from earlier this week at New Britain. We'll get Mace's thoughts on the roster moves of the day, and Carson starting tonight as well. First pitch is set for 6:30 here at People's Bank Park on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one, and Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever fourth in line at checkout, your groceries are free. It's just one of the ways we're making grocery shopping better. My Giant. Available in Pennsylvania stores only. Some restrictions apply.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE Law.com.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Well, here at People's Bank Park, pregame tonight, the Ex-Pogo stunt team is performing here on Superhero Night at the ballpark. And a guy that's been a superhero out of the bullpen in a brief time with the Revs last year in the championship run. Early on this season, Grant Sides, our guest. We aired part 1 earlier this week, part 2 of our conversation with him tonight, talking about getting ready during the day as a reliever and as the game goes on, knowing that his number might be called in a matter of innings.
A lot of folks don't get to see the work that you guys put in early in the day, even on a night where you might pitch. And I remember one day in Lancaster, you're using the weighted balls, and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's going to knock this wall down in the dugout. You were throwing the heck out of him. But as a reliever, what is the daily grind like, the work that you put in to stay sharp and to stay strong during a season?
Yeah, I mean, you got to have your routine, and it's tough. You know, you got to. It's not like a starter where you know you're pitching every 5th day. I mean, you might be in there, 3 out of 4 days or whatever. You just got to consistently get to where your body is feeling good, and you got to take care of your arm. And I think you saw me doing the weighted balls with like drive line and stuff, and I think what they do up there is great. I think as far as exposing a lot of information to guys, and they open source it. And I mean, I've never been up there to train, but I knew of Bodie and drive line from the Indians, and I respect him a lot for just trying to make the game better. And the technology is there, the information is there, the data backs it up. I was a little skeptical at first when the Indians kind of took like a little bit of a focus group and did it with a few guys, and they saw some great results. And I was like, all right, well, I mean, you can't argue with the result. You can't argue with data. So I respect him in that. But the biggest thing that I've noticed with that is, like I said, consistent velocity and feeling, just kind of really rejuvenated every day. I don't really get that sore. I feel like I can, go back-to-back days and be okay as long as I'm taking care of, other side of things. And I got to mention Eric Cressy too. He's been a big guy in my player development, and always, hits me up with the best exercise programs, one of the best in the business. So I think just getting as much information as you can and applying it to yourself, and everyone's a little different and a little different individual case. So like I said, it's kind of taking ownership for your career.
Yeah, and what about during the game itself? As a late inning guy, when do you start to dial it in mentally, and what are some of the things physically? Do you go in and stretch at some point or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at a 9-inning game. If I'm going to be a 7th, 8th, 9th inning guy, I would say right around the 4th inning, I'll start to kind of get up and move around and get the blood flow, moving, and muscles kind of lubed up a little bit. And then as I'd say probably every inning, I'll do some sort of, dynamic warm-up or something like that. 7th inning usually hits if I'm throwing the 8th, and, I'll do a few weighted balls tosses against the wall and make some noise for the stadium to hear, and a couple of loud bangs. But, yeah, it's just, you just got to keep consistently moving, because you never know. I mean, as soon as they call your name, you got to get going as a reliever, and, it could be as little as one batter, and they expect you to be ready and go, and you don't want to be the guy that's like, radio down, is he good? No. He needs 10 more pitches. It's like, it puts the team in a bad spot. So you got to do stuff leading up to that moment where your name's called, where you can hop up on a mound and start throwing and get your pitches right.
Well, we'll wrap up our pregame chat tonight with back home and off field, and you're from Northport, Alabama. What's your hometown like, if you can describe it for us a little bit?
Oh man, it's college town there, Northport, a little suburb of Tuscaloosa. So give you a good little roll tide here. Both parents, pretty much my whole family's gone to Alabama except for me. I went to a small school in Stanford University in Birmingham, Alabama. They just made it to regionals, by the way. Nice. Beat Florida State. So I give them a good shout out, and we're super proud of those guys and what they accomplished. But hometown's great. Every fall I get to go back and at least trying to go to one Alabama football game, and I respect Nick Saban to the fullest for what he's been able to do there, and it's been fun to see kind of that town transform from when I was just in high school, 10, 11 years ago, to what it is now. It's pretty cool, and it's fun to see that a sports team can really do that for a city.
So I can tell you're a Bama fan. What about pro sports growing up? Was it like Atlanta Braves being in that area?
Yeah, Braves country was just all throughout the Southeast pretty much. So, I mean, I grew up obviously in the 90s where the Braves era was pretty good. Glavine, Smoltz, Maddox, all those guys. So, I mean, it was pretty easy. Now that I've gotten into, professional baseball a little bit, I wouldn't claim allegiance to anyone. You know, anyone that wants to give me a job, I'll root for them. But other than that, man, I just appreciate some good baseball.
How about off field? Like if we have an off day, what are some of the things you like to do to get away from the game a little bit?
Yeah, I'm a big golfer. You know, me and my dad like to go golfing, so it's something that I like to do, and I got to keep my game sharp so I can always beat him. And I know he's listening to this, so he's going to be have to be getting his game on. He's a little bit better of a putter than I am, so but I get him in the long game. Golfing, fishing. You know, just kind of relaxing a little bit, I try and respect the off days and just really let your body kind of rejuvenate, and, you know, mentally and physically, and just get ready, because, you know, they're few and far between.
Yeah. Well, Grant, thanks a lot for the time tonight. Continued success. It's great to have you back here in York. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, Grant Sides, our guest. We'll talk with Mace coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Hi, Mace. Well, earlier today you find out that Zach Groats is picked up by the New York Mets. Awesome for him. It does leave you scrambling for tonight, but I guess it's 8 days after Detweiler got picked up. So you had a major league veteran of 7 years, and now you have a pretty young guy who gets picked up, and goes to show this league can work in a lot of ways.
Oh, definitely, and yeah, we're happy for Zach. I mean, he's worked really hard. His numbers definitely say he deserves an opportunity to go with an affiliate and see what he can do there. So, you know, I just hope he continues to have success when he leaves here, and, you know, gets better, and, you know, gets to stick around there for a while and keep moving up through the system.
I know you had previously managed in the Frontier League, and some young guys would get picked up from there and use that as sort of a developmental platform to start their careers. Do you see young guys in this league able to kind of develop here against some more veteran competition and get noticed like Zach did, kind of in a similar way?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, a young guy in this league that has upside and puts up the kind of numbers that Zach was putting up, I think it may even give those guys more of an opportunity because of their age. They can get slotted at a lower level with an affiliate, and you know, when you get to a certain point and you've already been to the big leagues or AAA, they're probably not going to call you and send you to A-ball or anything like that. So, you know, for the young guy that comes in and really produces and does some really good things, I think there's a lot of opportunity for them.
Going with Robert Carson tonight, and what I guess what is the expectation tonight, and also is he a guy that you might look at to stay in that role going forward, or do you prefer him in the bullpen if you can get somebody else?
I mean, he's been a really good bullpen guy for us, and you know, we just keep going into our bullpen to replace these starting pitchers that we're losing. But you know, I mean, we'll just play it one night at a time right now, and you know, we have an opportunity maybe to get Jay Goss back next week, and we have another starting pitcher coming in next week. So, you know, we'll see how Jay pans out and different things like that. I mean, we have Van Meter in there already, you know, so to have Van Meter in there and McCoy in there, and now if it had to be Carson, I mean, we're either going to have to go find starting pitchers or bullpen guys. It's going to be one or the other. So we're you know, I'm just trying to get through tonight and tomorrow right now with our staff and see where we're at. We're off Monday. That'll be a good day to re-rack and, you know, just kind of see where we're going from there. But you know, like I said, we're happy for Zach, and you know, it's to me, it doesn't matter on the timing of things. It's the guy gets an opportunity to go, he deserves to go, and he should go. So we'll work around it. It's not like we haven't done it in the past. It's not always pretty, and it doesn't always, the smoke doesn't settle sometimes for a while, but we'll work through it.
A tough one for Dom last night. You had to go to the bullpen pretty early. What do you think went wrong with his start last evening?
Well, I mean, I think there was a lot of stuff probably that went wrong. I thought his command was a little iffy. He really didn't seem to have command of too many pitches. His fastball was probably his best pitch. I didn't see a lot of sliders and some other stuff, but it was an off night for him, and I mean, he was good enough to get ahead of hitters. We were ahead of a lot of hitters, and I think the one inning they scored 6 runs with 2 outs, and there was a lot of 2-strike hits. I think Fletch and I went back and looked at the chart during the game, and I think maybe of the 9 or 10 hits they had, 6 or 7 were with 2 strikes, and we just weren't able to put guys away last night. So, hopefully that's a 1 in 12 times that happens for him, and hopefully get that one out of the way and then go from there.
What about Jurgens? What made him so tough last night?
Well, I mean, he commanded the bottom part of the zone. I thought he worked both sides of the plate really well. His velocity was okay, I thought, but he wasn't overpowering anybody with 94, 95, but he had great movement on the ball, and he kept it down, and he went in and out, and we had a couple of chances, but I mean, the game was out of reach. And we had bases loaded one time. We didn't get a run, I think. And we had a couple other times with second and third or first and second. And I mean, to his credit, he was able to get us out. So, we just we ran into a good pitcher. There's a former big league guy too that has an idea what he's doing out there, and he knows how to pitch. So he did a really good job on us.
With after the game last night, another move, Ezel released, and really was having a tough time finding the strike zone. I know that's a tough situation to watch him go out there and have those struggles like that.
No, it was hard. I mean, I don't like to release guys. I mean, nobody does. I think he was almost relieved when I did it. He's been battling, I think, some kind of mental demon when it comes to pitching. I don't know if you would call it the yips or whatever you would call it, but he was having a hard time. He just lost his mental thought process when he was out there. And a guy that started off the season with a 0.00 ERA, and every time he's been out there, he was hitting guys and not finding the zone. So it was tough to watch, and I don't want to do that to him. We're not here to try to embarrass anybody. So, maybe he can go figure it out. I know when talking to him, he wasn't really sure what he was going to do from here. But it's just unfortunate that you have to release guys, and that's why you had to with him.
Well, lastly tonight, you've got Carson going. We talked about him. You're facing Brownell, who's been in this league for quite a long time. In your mind, as a manager facing him, having seen him all these years, what is he known for that your guys have to be ready for tonight?
Well, he's going to use all his pitches at any time. I think that's one thing that he does. He has 4 pitches. He uses them all. I think the key to getting to John is you got to work the count. I think if you work the count on him, if you swing early on him, you're doing him a favor, I think, because he'll start guys off with a different pitch every time they're up there. So if you go up there looking for something, and you got a 1 in 4 chance of being right. So I think you just have to just relax, see the ball, and just try to do something with it. But I do think that we're better at getting to him when we get him into the count and get his pitch count up. And that was one of the things last night. I mean, Jurgens, he was like averaging less than 8 pitches an inning there for a while. So when you have a starter out there mowing it like that, he's going to be out there for a while. So I wasn't surprised to see him go the whole night. But we got to do a better job on working Johnny tonight.
All right, Mace. Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we'll listen in on our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now, wonderful job on our national anthem here tonight at Peoples Bank Park. Revs have taken the field for this one, and the Little Leaguers that took the field with them tonight, there was one that went rogue and was being chased down by his dad in the outfield. Reminds me of somebody I know. Well, Robert Carson is about to toe the rubber here tonight. His first start with York. And the starting lineups tonight brought to you by Flying Feet. For the Ducks, they will have Jordani Valdespin at second base leading things off. Emilio Bonifacio is in center field tonight hitting second. Travis Snyder in right field will bat third. Lou Ford is the DH hitting cleanup. David Washington, left fielder, is batting fifth. Taylor Ard at first base will hit sixth. Ramon Cabrera does the catching and bats seventh. Hitting eighth at third base is Cody Puckett. And Dan Lyons, the shortstop, is batting ninth. Again, it's Valdespin, Bonifacio, Snyder, Ford, Washington, Ard, Cabrera, Puckett, and Lyons, the lineup that Robert Carson will face. Lineup behind Rob tonight. Revs have Jared Mitchell in right leading it off. Alexi Casilla will DH and hit second. Wellington Dotel in left field hits third. Michael Burgess at first base batting cleanup. Zach Wilson at third base tonight. He will hit fifth. Ruby Silva is the second baseman batting sixth. Ryan Dent at short. He will hit seventh. Travis Witherspoon in center field is batting eighth, and Tyler Clark will do the catching and hit ninth. Again, Mitchell, Casilla, Dotel, Burgess, Wilson, Silva, Dent, Witherspoon, and Clark for the Revs. And as Valdespin makes his way to the plate, Carson set to go. 3-1, a 1.71 ERA and 14 relief outings for Rob. 21 innings, 20 hits, 5 runs, only 4 earned. 7 walks, 19 Ks. Opponents have hit 263. Both teams in their black jerseys tonight. You're on Superhero Night. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch from Carson on the way. And it is up high. We are underway here from Peoples Bank Park. 6:33 will go down as our stadium start time. Left on left to begin things. Valdespin fifth in the league in hitting, 344. And he turns and takes a strike on the inner part of the plate. David Shirk joins the crew tonight with the balls and strikes. Brian DeBrouwer at first, Mike Williams at third base. It's the umpiring crew. Carson has his sign from Clark. And the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball right center. Spoon was in left center. He'll jet over, though, and makes it look easy. And it carried deep in right center, but Witherspoon is there. Had to cover some ground on that one, but still did it with time to spare, and it's a fly out to start the night.
And Spoon knows this park so well by now, his third year here in York, and he knows that ball's going to carry out to right center the way the wind blows. Even though there's not a lot of wind, there's no wind right now, that ball still carries out that way, and he made a nice play on it.
No one down. Here is Bonifacio. Had the night off last night. Carson's first pitch is up high. He played at shortstop in the opening game of the series on Thursday. He's in center field tonight. Certainly brings versatility to the Ducks roster. Here's the 1-0. And a swing and a pop fly, shallow right. Mitchell coming in with the shades on, moving toward the line. He's there, and that's out number 2. 2 fly ball outs for Robert Carson to begin things here this evening.
It was a good start, and he hasn't needed to throw a lot of pitches to get 2 really solid hitters out. Both guys over 300. Valdespin talked about how he was the co-player of the month for April and May. I mean, it's not easy to get these 2 guys out right now, and Carson made it look easy right there.
And both hitting over 300. Here's Travis Snyder, who's hot. 3-run homer last night, his 4th homer of the year. Another lefty, first pitch breaking ball, and a good one from Rob. It's a called strike. Snyder hitting 253 his last 11 games, hitting 350. His average up from 217 to 253. 2 for 4 with the homer last night, scored 3. Pitch is scraped foul behind the plate. Slider that he just got a piece of. No balls, 2 strikes. Carson trying to go 1-2-3 in the top half.
Carson's been awesome against left-handers this year. Lefty's hitting only 136 against him. Right-handers over 300, so it's been a big difference. Not a lefty specialist, but a lot better against left-handers.
Already 0-2. And a swing and a miss. He strikes him out with a high fastball at 90 up near the letters. And Robert Carson makes quick work of the Ducks, top 3 in the order. 1-2-3 first inning. At the end of a half, it's Long Island nothing. The Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
What's wrong, Michael?
Oh, just cannonball being fired. Well, cannon being fired off in the stadium.
Forgot again? I don't think you've remembered one night.
I don't think so. Every night it gets me.
You got to be ready. Now Carson, a 1-2-3 first inning. John Brownell is set to go tonight. Brownell coming in 3-4 in 7 appearances, 6 starts. He's got a decision in every single one of them. He's tied for 3rd in wins, tied for 2nd in losses. One off the most losses, 5.45 ERA, got a hit per inning, 5th most walks with 15, but has worked a lot of innings, 36 1/3, 27 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .261. And after picking at some dirt, he's ready to go. Mitchell in there, and first pitch from Brownell is down low. Mitchell, a 14-game hitting streak coming in tonight. Average up to 292, followed by Casilla and Dotel in this first inning. Pitch to him, that's in at the knees, a called strike. The 14-game streak is the league's 2nd longest this year, behind Dotel's 17-gamer. Of course, it is the longest active as well. And it started May 23rd. I believe last year, May 21st is the day where he really started to tear it up throughout the whole rest of the year. Pitched to him, a breaking ball, and Brownell plops it in for strike 2. That one tickling the radar gun at 70 miles an hour. Mitchell second in the league in runs scored with 27, and he gets time called. Brownell was trying to work quickly to him. On the hitting streak, hitting .386. The wind and the 1-2. Breaking ball, skidded on the ground to second base, right to Valdespin. He'll throw on to first, and there's one away. Ground out for Brownell to start his night. Brownell was excellent last time out. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 unearned run, and he got the win in a game against New Britain. He came in I guess the 10th inning, and they won in 15. He finished the game. Here's Casilla. He fouls the first one back to the net. And his previous, well, the previous start 2 days earlier, he went just 2 2/3 and gave up 8 and 9 hits, 8 runs. They brought him back 2 days later, went 6 in relief, and was excellent. Pitch to Casilla is up and away. The 2 starts before that one that he bombed, he was pretty good. 2 runs allowed in both. He is now their pitching coach as well. He fires, and a swing and a foul back over the roof. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Alexi. He's DHing tonight. They'll rest his legs defensively. Top 10 in the league in hitting at .322. And the pitch. Cutter just inside. Casilla was backing away and saw it in off the edge. 2-2. No score here in the first inning tonight. And the pitch to him. Breaking ball a little high. That relief outing on Sunday, Brownell's first since 2012, which was his first season with Long Island. He fires. And it's a called third strike, a delayed call. A backdoor cutter. Casilla had turned and was a third of the way toward first base when the strike 3 call was completed. 2 up, 2 down.
The lateness of the call there, I think the bigger issue than that it was a called strike 3. I mean, crowd visibly upset about that. You can hear the groans in our crowd mic, but if you're going to make the call, players would like it to be in a timely fashion.
Now here is Wellington Dotel. First pitch, he shows bunt, and it misses down and away. And Brownell will not light up the radar gun. He's often using cutter, curveball. Here's the 1-0, and a swing and a miss, a high cutter. One thing Mace pointed out is that he'll start guys with anything, all different pitches, different sequences. Dotel at .313 coming in tonight, has a hit in 22 of his 25 games with York. 1-1, and a half swing, couldn't stop on a high fastball. Only 82, but Brownell got him to extend the zone. A ball and 2 strikes. Revs in their alternate black with the silver. The Ducks are in their black jerseys with the orange lining letters and numbers. There's the 1-2, and he fights it off foul down the first base side. That was right in off the fist. He waited as long as he could and sent it down toward the Revs bullpen seating. No base runners yet. Dotel trying to be the first. There's the wind, the pitch from Brownell. Down and in, and Wellington works it to 2-2.
Wellington continues to hit well for the Revs. Another hit last night. Even when the team's not clicking, he's still finding ways on base.
Now the wind, the 2-2. Breaking ball, grounded sharply, base hit left field. right between Puckett and Lyons. And Dotel, a wide turn. He's the first base runner of the night. Make it 23 games out of the 26 that he's played with York. Now that he's got a base hit.
He's been so consistent since he arrived here, and it's really tough to come in, get used to new teammates, get used to the new atmosphere, the new living situation, and just play at the top of your game from the start when you come to a new team. But that's what Dotel has done, and he hasn't skipped a beat.
Now Michael Burgess, they will overshift on him. Lyons goes behind second and slightly over from short. First pitch, it is a swing and a foul tip off, I believe, the chest protector of the plate ump. And they didn't do that on Burgess at all last night, did they? I don't remember.
No, not a shift as dramatic as this. And this isn't even what some teams do, but last night, I forget who was playing third last night. I think it might have been Lyons. Well, either way, the third baseman wasn't nearly as far over in the shortstop position as he is tonight.
It might also be based on who's on the mound for them. Pitch here, a swing and a miss, a changeup down. Brownell, not a hard thrower at this stage of his career.
And the shift can change if you know a pitcher's going to work inside or outside to a lefty. Certain players involved in the shift might change positioning based on that.
Revs a 2-out runner. It is Dotel. He's held over there. And the stretch, here's the 0-2. He's running, pitch is high, and it's dropped by Cabrera. Dotel had a great jump anyway, and he steals second, his 7th stolen base in just 26 games with York, and now a base hit could provide a run.
Absolutely, just get something going with 2 outs and try to make something happen. That's what Dotel did.
He is now 7 for 10. Revs as a team are in the top half of the league in steals. They're 4th out of 8 teams. That's number 31 for them as a team. 1-2 on Burgess. And the pitch to him, swinging a high fly right center field. Bonifacio back from center, fairly deep. Now goes parallel across toward right field and makes the grab. That thing really hooked from where it initially went up and all the way toward right field. In medium deep right center, he made the play. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the second inning tonight. Revs and Ducks scoreless.
We were with you when you were struggling with the challenges of being a young athlete, before the challenges of keeping fit while working 9 to 5, and long before Pilates and Zumba were even a thing.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet sports shoes outfitted you as a young athlete. When you slipped into a new sport practically every season, you learned a lot and you grew strong. Now that you're an adult, why stop? Flying Feet has the brands and the styles that will increase your performance no matter how you choose to maintain your fitness. Just like when you were a kid, when you shop Flying Feet, you know you'll walk away with the best fit and natural comfort. Flying Feet stocks fitness shoes and all kinds of fitness gear. So, what do you do these days? Trail walking? Working out on the track, on the street, in the gym? Sign up for exercise classes like Pilates, Zumba, or need shoes for weightlifting? It doesn't matter what you're into, you can always count on Flying Feet. It's the one sportswear specialty store that's truly ageless.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet sports shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
I'm a chef. Pleasing my patrons' palates is paradise. But lately, when I hear a cheer from the dining room, it's Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Sure, it could be my veggie lasagna, but chances are it's customers picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and you can enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course. Hey, everything tastes better with winning. Keno, it's here. Played at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the second inning, no score. Revs did get a 2-out single from Dotel. And Robert Carson back to work. Lou Ford is our K-man tonight, picking on the wily vet who DHs. First pitch from Carson catches the outside corner, strike one at 91. Ford hitting at 264, 3 homers. He is 5th in the league in RBIs with 26. And Carson from the stretch fires, swing and a pop fly, shallow right center. Silva out from second, waving the arms. Mitchell comes in and takes it away from him. Mitchell called him off. Silva just stood there like, really? And in came Mitchell, flying all the way into shallow right center to steal it. 1 down.
Ran right through it, and you know infielders like to catch pop-ups, but it seems like anytime they drift out that far, the outfielder calls them off, and that is the outfielder's ball. Silva, of course, upset he didn't get in on the fun.
Here's David Washington. Big night, well, big series. Last night, 3 for 5. He is 6 for 9 here in this series thus far. First pitch is over for a strike. He's got a bloop triple and 5 singles. Average up to 272. 6 home runs for the year. There's the 0-1, and he swings, slaps a ground ball foul, first base side. He is leading the league in strikeouts by 7. And against lefties, he's hit only 189 with 21 strikeouts and 37 at-bats. Over half of his ABs against lefties. Carson with the 0-2. And there's a strike 3 called. Paints with the slider as it just nicked the outside corner. Washington a few words about it, but Carson's got strikeout number 2 on his night.
That was pretty nasty right there, being able to go in on Washington a little bit, then go away with that slider right there. And Washington, you had just talked about the strikeout numbers for him and the lack of success against left-handers. And you know, it could be a guy that just doesn't see the ball well out of lefties' hands, and Carson took advantage.
Now 22 of his 38 ABs against lefties. Here's Taylor Ard, who leaves one high and outside.
Pretty sure we know when he gets his off days, when a lefty's on the mound for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, he was going to see a righty tonight, and then Groats gets signed.
Carson ready. Here's the 1-0, and that's a little high. Ard hitting at 256, 2 home runs in 11 games played. The start for Carson is his 17th in the Atlantic League. 104th of his pro career. Here's the 2-0, and it's a called strike, outside corner. He was with Bridgeport in 2015, started the majority of his time there. 23 outings, 12 of those were starts. 7-3 with a 288. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a foul against the net. And he was new to the league that year, and I have never forgotten this one outing that he had against Lancaster. 7 scoreless, 3 hits, no walks, 12 Ks. And Dave told us that it was as dominant as he had seen from a starter, but then Carson went to the pen in following years. He fires and misses upstairs with it, 3-2.
From what I've seen of Carson this year, he's one of those guys that when he gets in a rhythm, it's tough to break him. And I mentioned earlier, he's not a lefty specialist, although his numbers are much better against lefties. He's a guy who's going to be in there for usually multiple innings when he's in, and he's been really effective on both sides.
Pitch here is popped up. Foul ground toward the Revs dugout. Burgess a look, but that is all the way back on the roof, actually. That really carried back. He's been used in all sorts of roles this season.
Opening night, he was asked to work a 6-inning save. Did that. I mean, he's won a couple games in relief, pitching in earlier innings. Been really good in whatever role he's been asked to pitch in.
Now ready again, another payoff pitch and another foul. Straight back this time. That'll stay up on the roof. No score here in the second inning. Carson is at 20 pitches. And again, he told them he could go 4 or 5 tonight. Went 2 1/3 2 nights ago. Now delivers and missed outside. First base runner of the night. Didn't miss by much. 92 fastball just off away. After setting down his first 5, a 2-out walk to Ard. Keeps the inning alive for Ramon Cabrera. It's right in the middle of pitchers BP. Mace came out, pulled Fletch over, then they called for Carson, and we're thinking, did he just get picked up? Found out maybe half an hour later that Groats had been, and they were talking about Carson starting tonight on short notice, but he said right away, I'm good. Here's a foul back from Cabrera against the screen, strike 1.
Carson's one of those guys, I feel like he's always good. Doesn't matter if he's worked 3 days in a row or what, but I feel like he's always ready to go out there and take the ball. I was really impressed with that outing in relief earlier this year. It ended up being a loss, and it was his loss in extras against New Britain when he went 3 1/3, but to be able to do that at a moment's notice in that game was really impressive.
Pitch is grounded to third base. Wilson juggles, stays with it, slings it on to second in time. That was an in-between hop, and he came up with the ball to soften it a little bit. Knocked it slightly in the air in front of him, but right back into his glove and made the throw. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one, and Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever fourth in line at checkout, your groceries are free. It's just one of the ways we're making grocery shopping better. My Giant. Available in Pennsylvania stores only. Some restrictions apply.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
York Country Day School is an independent college preparatory school. It inspires and nurtures the innovative and creative spirit of students as they pursue their intellectual promise. At York Country Day School, students are known and valued, which allows them to engage as compassionate, bold, and active citizens as they identify a purpose outside of themselves and generate the call to better the world. York Country Day School is currently enrolling students beginning at age 2 years, 7 months through grade 12. We invite you to visit for a day and stay for the education of a lifetime. For more information, visit www.ycds.org.
This is Jay Goss. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Score. We go to the bottom of the second. Zach Wilson will lead things off. Heard Jay Goss there in the comeback. Good news today. He did throw, felt good, looked good. They hope to get him back next weekend after a rest period. His elbow had flared up a little bit. It's our WellSpan Sports Medicine Injury Report. Here's Zach Wilson, who takes up high. Revs with the Melky Mesa back last night from the strained quad. Not in the lineup tonight, though. It's the wind and the 1-0. That misses high. Frank DeGiulio Jr. is on the DL for the year with the elbow surgery. Ducks have Audie Afner, one of their catchers, sidelined with a fractured finger. Here's the 2-0. And that's across for a strike. Wilson at 245, 4 home runs, 16 driven in. A little bit of a slow patch for him. Gave him the night off last night. Pitch is swung on and missed. A high cutter. 2-2. Silva and Dent to follow him. You're in a scoreless game in the bottom of the second tonight. Brownell, the windup, and the pitch. Breaking ball missed inside. Revs are 19-16 coming into this one. The Ducks are 20-18. They've played 3 more games than York has. Revs have played the fewest in the league. 3-2. And it misses high. Wilson with the leadoff walk. And perhaps a start.
It's good to see Zach getting on base. You mentioned it's been a slow patch for him, a rough time lately. Average has dipped below 250, but we know it doesn't take much to get Zach going. And it doesn't take much to get this offense going, so a leadoff walk. Good sign here, and Ruby Silva with a free swinger at the dish.
Third baseman Puckett is in. First pitch, he swings, bounces a foul by the Revs dugout.
Had a feeling he was swinging at that first pitch. Always got to be ready when Ruby's up.
You called it. Comes in at 269 with a home run, 11 knocked in. Brownell, the Ducks' all-time leader in wins. This is the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. He changed up. He is going for his 60th here tonight, all-time with the Ducks. Now the stretch. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to reach for a breaking ball in the dirt. And that's a strikeout. It kind of used Silva's aggressiveness against him there. Got him on 3 pitches, 1 away.
That's what happens when you are a free swinger like Ruby is. You get yourself in a hole swinging early. But he's an aggressive hitter, and that's his game, so you can't fault him for that. But Dent's been swinging and off and on bat. He's been a streaky guy this year. That double last night. Another opportunity here.
Yeah, he digs in. Wilson at first with 1 out, no score. First pitch is down low, down at 242 with 6 home runs. Brownell is 4th in league history in wins, trying to become the 4th to 60. Tim Kaine, a former Duck among others, the all-time leader with 74. There's the 1-0, and that's low. Thurm with 66. Lincoln Michelson, who was out of the league before the Revs came into existence, he had 62. And Brownell right now at 59. It's also the Ducks' all-time leader in starts, innings, strikeouts. The 2-0. And it caught the outside corner, a cutter for a strike. Tonight, the 140th start for him in the Ducks and in the Atlantic League. That last strikeout was his 696th, so he's going for 700. He fires, curveball, missed high, 3-1. He's 3rd in league history in innings, 4th in wins, as we mentioned, and 2nd in strikeouts. On the 3-1. And he missed high and away. So Dent with a walk, 2 walks in the inning. And the Revs with 1st and 2nd for Travis Witherspoon.
Spoon's due right now. He really is. He's another guy that's had a couple rough games, and we know what Spoon can do at the dish. And he's looked pretty good in batting practice in recent days. It looks like he's hitting the ball really well up the middle and staying true to that middle of the diamond approach.
Now he digs in. Here's the stretch from Brownell. First pitch, he swings, rips it, but foul. Out in front of it, 1 hop and off the Ducks bullpen bench. Coming into this year, Brownell was tied with Thurm for 2nd in league history in strikeouts, 667. Now he's at 696. Only Tim Kaine ahead of him at 737, so he could set that all-time mark this year. Now look back, the 0-1, and a swing and a dribbler to short, right at line. Shovels to second. Valdespin's turn a little low, but handled by Ard, and it's an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play. No runs, no hits, couple walks, but 1 man left. We go to the 3rd inning tonight. Revs and Ducks still scoreless.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one. And Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever fourth in line at checkout, your groceries are free. It's just one of the ways we're making grocery shopping better. My Giant. Available in Pennsylvania stores only. Some restrictions apply.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the third inning, no score here at Peoples Bank Park tonight. Revs a couple of walks off Brownell, but unable to cash in. And Robert Carson back to work for his third inning tonight. His longest outing of the year thus far. Michael mentioned that 3 1/3 in relief back on May 13th. And Cody Puckett will lead things off. First pitch from Carson is down low. That was his 24th pitch of the night. So efficient through 2 innings. Only a walk given up. He's got 2 strikeouts. There's the 1-0. And a ground ball just foul past the bag at third. Puckett at 255, a home run, 10 driven in. Has hit pretty well against lefties, 314. 8-9-1 due up. The Ducks, after last night's game, their second highest run total of the year, they are second in the league in runs scored. Pitch from Carson that missed inside 2-1. By the way, tonight at game time, 87 degrees on the board. Right now it says 86. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Fair skies here. The 2-1. And that's a called strike. A slider at the top of the zone. He got the call. 2-2. Carson was a starter the first few seasons of his pro career in the Mets organization. 2-2, swinging a broken bat, comebacker. It's off his glove though. He slows it down. Dent will try it falling down, but Puckett will beat it. Carson partially slowed it down, but it trickled behind the mound. And Dent coming in tried to barehand and throw while he was diving to the grass. Puckett a little bit too quick for that. He's on base.
No chance for Dent there. I'm surprised he threw it, given the fact that it was such a slow roller after it hit Carson's glove. Burgess, a good job to make sure that doesn't get by him.
Now will be an infield hit. Oh, they did call it an error. I'm sorry. An error on Carson. Now here is Dan Lyons, who's hitting at 171 with a home run, 15 driven in. First pitch, fastball away. Last night might have been his best game of the season. 2 for 4, double, 2 ribbies. Also a walk. Carson the stretch. And the pitch to him. It's a called... Oh, no, it's not. David Shirk stood up, looked to the side like he was going to call it, and then didn't call it. And it's a 2-0 count. Now back to the plate. And there's a strike. I'll wait going forward. Fastball at 92. It's 2-1.
Well, the past couple nights it's been like that at times where the call doesn't get made right away, and then it's the opposite of what you think from our view up here.
Carson with the pitch. Swing, and he pops him up. Silva will drift out, but Mitchell coming in. It'll carry out to shallow right. Mitchell's got it. And one down here in the top of the third. Little past 7. We'll pause for station identification.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350. WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
No score here in the top of the third. Ducks with 1 on, 1 out. Top of the order, Jordani Valdespin, the hitter. Flied out to deep right center to start the game. Lights starting to come on here. It's about 2 bulbs on each standard that are on. The rest will come on as we go as Carson misses down and away. Valdespin showing a bunt there, but letting it go by. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the pitch. And a breaking ball, strike, a slider that started at him and ran over. Carson was exclusively a starter his first 5 professional seasons, all the way through AA in the Mets system. And then the first year that he was a reliever, he got called up. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Another slider down, and Valdespin spun out on it. I guess they were teammates, weren't they? The Mets.
I think so.
Carson there in 2012 and 13. And that's exactly the 2 years that Valdespin was there. Here's the stretch from Carson, the 1-2. And he slaps it on the ground past the dive of Wilson at third. It's into left. They have their first hit. Now Wilson, who had to come in just a little bit, and Valdespin, a good runner, and with him drawn in ever so slightly, slapped it by him on the diving attempt. First and second with 1 out.
I didn't realize it had been that long since Valdespin was with the Mets.
Yeah.
Seems like it was only a couple of years ago that he was dropping bombs on my Phillies.
Yeah.
There were a couple games where he went yard, and he's not a home run hitter. He's more of a top of the lineup table setter guy.
Yeah, he was, I think his first one was off Papelbon to win a game. Here is Bonifacio, who dances away. Pitch was low and in on him.
There was definitely a game winner in there. That's why, the name Jordani Valdespin stuck with me for a few years.
Yeah, he broke their single season club record for pinch hit home runs with 5 as a rookie. There's the 1-0 and a line drive left field. Dotel fakes the catch, plays it on a hop. He'll throw toward third. It's cut by Dent. A single for Bonifacio. Everybody up 1 base. And they're loaded with 1 out for Travis Snyder.
It's a pretty good glove fake from Dotel there on a sinking liner. It wasn't like he was playing at the warning track and glove faked a blooper like 20 feet in front of him. That wasn't bad there with the shadow out there, but Kevin Baez, the third base coach, read that.
Yeah, shadows being cast by the arch nemesis in left. Here's Snyder, first pitch. He swings, fouls it off over the third base side, late on that fastball at 92. Shadows from just behind the pitcher's mound all the way in toward the plate, but most of the field still sunlit. Next pitch will be Carson's 40th, 17th this inning. Bases loaded, 1 down, an error, and 2 singles. And Carson ready, the 0-1 swing and a pop-up foul straight back. That'll get up over us. 0-2. Carson was at AA and AAA in his first year in relief in 2012, and then promoted where he got into 17 games out of the Mets bullpen. 2013, he was in 14 more. There's the 0-2. And it misses high and away. When Groats was signed by the Mets today, he became the third player in Revs history during a season to be signed by that franchise, joining Jason Botts in 2011, Matt Fox in 2013. Pitch is foul tipped into the backstop, and we'll do it again. He was the 40th player in Revs history to have his contract purchased during a season. That doesn't factor in guys that finish the year here and sign as a free agent during the offseason, but Revs have had 2 players go to the big leagues with New York after playing here. Pitch, breaking ball, grounded through the right side, another hit. 1 run home. They're going to send Valdespin. Mitchell to throw in. It's cut off. Burgess looks at third, but Bonifacio will make it there with a slide. And the Ducks with an early 2-0 lead, a 2-run single through the right side of the infield for Travis Snyder, who drove in 3 last night, and now 2 more tonight, a 3rd consecutive single for the Ducks this inning.
His batting average continues to rise. It was in the low 240s yesterday, and at 253 coming in, and another knock there, 4 in the last 2 games. He's a guy who's seeing the ball really well right now. The home run last night was, you know, if you're a Ducks fan, a good sign seeing him go the other way and putting one out. Right now, Robert Carson is just a couple, not seeing eye singles, but they're hitting them where they ain't, pretty much, the Ducks are right now.
There's Lou Ford. He buzzes him in near the ribs. First pitch ball. Ford a fly out to right his first time. Now the 1-0. And he grounds it weakly to short. Dennis to circle it. Goes to second. The turn got away. And another run will score. Bonifacio crosses. And Silva had to hurry that. It was hit so softly. And the throw sailed on him a little. Burgess tried to stretch and hold the bag. It nicked off his glove and trickled slightly away. No error. It'll be an RBI fielder's choice, and Long Island with a 3-0 lead. Dent scurried to it, did all he could coming up on the ball, had to go to his right a little bit as well. And now with 3 runs home, a runner at first and 2 outs, Fletch will come out and pay a visit.
Well, we saw it last night. The Ducks can string together hits. That's what they're doing here in the inning, and it all started with that little dribbler that Puckett hit. They called it an error on Carson, and you got to wonder what this inning would have been like if Carson had made that play, or even if Dent had been able to get to that ball if it was a little harder hit and make the play at first. Instead of man on first and no outs, it would have been no one on and 1 out. The next batter, Lyons, flew out, so you're thinking Carson probably gets Lyons anyway next, the way he was pitching, and it's 2 outs, no one on. Instead, there's only 2 outs now and 3 runs are in.
And here is David Washington, who he did strike out the first time. Runner at first pitch, a swing and a foul tip to the backstop. By the way, there's 2 former Revs that got to the majors with the Mets after playing here in York were Justin Hampson, who did it in 2012, Scott Rice in 2013 and 14, both lefty relievers. The 0-1 and a foul to the net again. And Carson pumping a couple hard fastballs in on the hands of Washington there. He's a big guy, 6'5", 240. Big reach, I would imagine, and they're pounding him in on this at bat. Now the stretch, 0-2, they go high. Washington does not follow, he lets it go.
Well, that seems to be the way to do it these days. Throw left-handed and be a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
Fast track to the bigs.
Carson ready. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him upstairs this time. Stayed with it on the fastball. It's his 3rd strikeout of the night. Twice he's gotten Washington, but the Ducks scored 3 in the inning. I believe only 1 is earned. And tonight came on 3 hits, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Revs will be playing a little catch-up, trailing 3-0.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sauble's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
3-0 Long Island with the lead. Tyler Clark leading off, and he tries to bunt his way on, but fouls it back behind the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Clark, who can run pretty well, and the idea there, Mitchell and Casilla will be due this inning as well. Trying to get a leadoff man on. By the way, on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, I'm sure plenty of folks interested, as time is asked for, especially those of you who may have put down a dime or two, and that Justify won the Belmont and wins the Triple Crown. Pitch to Clark, misses up high, 1-1.
Triple Crown winner.
Triple Crown winner.
That?
Yeah.
And that was today.
That was.
Oh, it is a Saturday. See, I can't keep track of the days. It's just game day for me.
They do all run together. Here's the pitch to Clark. He swings, pops it up. Foul ground toward the Revs dugout. Cabrera, the catcher, heading over, and out of room it lands in the second row behind the newly added piece of netting this season, 1 and 2. We may have interrupted coverage to come on the air tonight. I'm not sure.
Like it's not even that big of a feat anymore. Wasn't there just a Triple Crown winner 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, but it had been
a while before, since
3 decades before that. Yeah.
Right. Was it California Chrome?
I think you're right. Here's a cutter, and Clark frozen on it. Strike 3 called. He looks back. He thought it was inside. He almost reached down to draw the line with the bat, but thought better of it. 3rd strikeout for Brownell.
Yeah, and Clark is behind the plate. He's going to be there in the rest of the half innings when Long Island's up, so he can't do anything to show up an umpire really get in his face. But what Clark does do there is he's got to make sure he's getting that pitch for his pitchers.
Here's Mitchell, swings and misses. First pitch changeup down near the dirt. Mitchell would ground out his first time tonight. 3-0 lead for Brownell. Third baseman in, the 0-1, and a ground ball to second again. Valdespin to his left, gobbles it up. Short throw to first is made, and Brownell's gotten Mitchell to hit it on the ground to the second baseman both times. 2 away. Mentioned Brownell's records. He's also Long Island's single season record holder for strikeouts, innings, starts, complete games, not wins, but got all those other ones. First pitch to Casilla is a fastball and a called strike down in the zone. Alexi is strikeout looking his first at bat tonight. The 0-1, breaking ball, trickled foul, first base side. Brunell, a 13th year pro, now 34 years old. During his second season with the Ducks, he was Championship Series MVP in 2013. Beat Somerset twice in that series. Here's a ground ball slapped the other way, and Casilla punches it through into left. Now he takes it oppo between third and short. And Casilla with the Revs second base hit, a 2-out runner. And that'll be for Dotel coming up, who had the other hit back in the first inning.
The only 2 hits tonight have come with 2 outs. Dotel's was with 2 outs. And if you want to get a rally started, you'd like to do it with no outs or 1 out. It's tough to do a lot of damage with 2 outs. Now here and there, it's the team you can hit well with 2 outs, but it's tough to do it all the time, and you put more pressure on yourself when you're not getting runners on before there are 2 outs.
On the stretch, first pitch here, swings and chips it on the ground at second. Up the middle is Valdespin, and he flips to Lyons, shuffling across the bag for the Forest just before Casilla got there. So Brownell comes back to get Dotel on the very next pitch. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Revs down 3-0 at the end of 3. We go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play when we come back.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with tropical shaved ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Revs trail the Ducks 3-0. Top of the 4th inning. Robert Carson out for another inning of work, making a spot start today in place of Zach Groats. Carson's first pitch of the inning, a ball low on a fastball. Taylor Ard, the first baseman tonight. Ard has moved around the lineup and the diamond in this series. Was hitting second and playing third base last night. The night before that, was down in the 6-hole playing third. Now back to the 6-hole and playing first tonight. That one misses high. It's 2-0. Carson went with the fastball again, but a little bit upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes on Ard. Cabrera and Puckett to follow, 6, 7, 8. All 3 runs for the Ducks came in the top of the 3rd against Carson. The 2-0, a curveball in the outer half, called strike by the home plate umpire, David Shirk. And the count's 2-1. 2 hits in the ballgame for the Revs, no runs. The Ducks have 3 runs on 3 hits. 2-1 misses inside. It's 3-1. Carson making his first start tonight since last season when he made 1 start with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Made 58 appearances for the Crabs last year, but only 1 start. And the 3-1 pitch, laced foul down the left field line, way foul and out of play, hooking out of the stadium, and it's 3-2. 3-0 Ducks, top of the fourth, game 3 of this 4-game series. The two clubs have split the first 2 of this series. The Revs won the first game in a blowout 9-2 win, and they lost in a blowout last night 14-3. So 2 lopsided games. Ducks an early advantage in this one. 3-2 popped up, shallow center field, Spoon giving chase. That one's way up there. Spoon under, and he makes the grab for out number 1. So Carson comes back after falling behind in the count 3-1 and gets Ard to send a lazy fly ball to center. 1 down for Ramon Cabrera, the catcher, hitting .318 with 5 RBI coming in. A nice night last night for the Ducks, and well, who didn't have a nice night last night? Long Island as a team pounded out 14 runs on 15 hits. They only left 6 on base. Cabrera 2 for 4, 2 RBI and a run scored in the big win for the Ducks last night. Carson's first pitch to him, pop up, shallow right field, foul territory, and Michael Burgess is over. He camps under it, he makes the catch. A quick out number 2 there, 2 up, 2 down for Carson in the 4th. Now Cody Puckett will get a shot. He started the 3rd inning where the Ducks scored 3 runs, reached on an error by Carson and a little dribbler back to him right side of the mound. Carson's right, hit off his glove, and by the time the shortstop Ryan Dent got to it and made a Hail Mary throw to first, Puckett was already safe at first. He then came around to score on a 2 RBI single from Travis Snyder. Carson misses with a slider there, 1-0. 3-0 Ducks, top 4. Carson looking to get through this 4th. The 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1 fastball. Luke Westfall getting loose in the Revs bullpen. Carson, we'll see if he gets another, if he works a quick 4th, but a lot to ask for a guy who pitched just 2 days ago. Now the 1-1 pitch. Slider called strike on the inner half. It's 1-2. Shake of the head from Puckett. He didn't like it. He'll step out and readjust his batting gloves before stepping back in the box. Revs defense straight away, all the way around, except for Travis Witherspoon in center, shaded toward right center. Revs have been doing that for right-handed hitters a lot in this park. Now a slowly hit ground ball out to first. Burgess a backhand, throws to Carson covering in time, and the side is retired. 3-1 on the putout. A 1-2-3 inning for Robert Carson, who looked really good, getting a shutdown inning after he gave up 3 runs in the last inning on the mound. After 3.5, it's Ducks 3, Revs nothing. Going to play in the bottom of the 4th after this break here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with the friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
half of the fourth from Peoples Bank Park in downtown York, Pennsylvania. Michael Marcantonini with you on the broadcast. Michael Burgess leads off for the Revs against John Brownell in the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 Ducks. Brownell's first pitch is a breaking ball that misses high and away for a ball, 1-0. Burgess struggling a little bit at the dish. His average has dipped back below 200. Comes in hitting 198 with 6 home runs and 17 RBI. On the 1-0 pitch, a big swing and a changeup low in the zone. It's 1-1. Ducks a 3-0 advantage. They're looking to take a 2-1 series lead before the fourth and final game of this series tomorrow. Ducks won last night. Revs won the night before. Both lopsided victories. Haven't seen a close game in this series yet. Brownell's 1-1. One misses low and away. Brownell does not throw very hard. He's a veteran, been around quite some time. This is his 13th pro season. 2-1. Burgess pops it up sky high, left side of the diamond in the infield. We'll see who wants it. It's the third baseman, Ard, coming over to make the play. Excuse me, Cody Puckett, the third baseman. And that's out number 1. So a sky-high pop-up for Burgess, and he's now 0 for 2. Now Zach Wilson will get a shot with 1 out and no one on. Revs down 3-0 in this one in the home half of the fourth. Wilson looking to get things going. The average coming in at 245. This is a guy who was hitting over 300 in the first couple weeks of the season. 4 home runs for Wilson, 15 batted in. Swings at the first pitch off the end of the bat and sends one into center field for a knock. A 1-out base hit for Zach Wilson, and the Revs have another man on base, their third hit of the night. Wilson has now reached base safely twice tonight, walked his last time up, and now a single to center. Here's Ruby Silva, struck out swinging on 3 pitches in the second, was really aggressive in that AB. Swung and missed at a breaking ball in the dirt. Double play depth up the middle for the Ducks. And the first pitch to Silva. He takes low and inside, skipped in the dirt. Cabrera knocks it down, the catcher. Count 1-0. The third baseman Puckett is playing in on the edge of the infield grass in front of the third base bag. About 2 body lengths off the third base line. The shortstop Lyons and the second baseman Valdespine pinching for 2, and the first baseman Ard is holding on the runner Wilson. 1-0, here's the pitch. Fastball on the outer half for a strike. Count even at 1. 1 down in the inning. Wilson on first after singling up the middle. Ducks up 3-0 in this one, bottom 4. Brownell comes set in the stretch. Now to the plate, the slow delivery, a breaking ball that Silva swings through. 1-2. Brownell, a 27th round pick of the Philadelphia Phillies in the 2006 MLB Amateur Draft. Pitched collegiately at the University of Oklahoma. Comes set once again. Count 1-2 on Silva. Man on first, 1 out. And the pitch way up and in. Silva ducks out of the way. Bending backwards, and the count evens at 2. Another great night for a ball game. It was a hot, humid day. Not too much humidity. It was warm out, mid-80s. Another nice night to sit and watch a game at Peoples Bank Park. Here comes the 2-2 to Silva. Breaking ball that he lays off, and man, that was a tough take for Ruby. He looked like he wanted to pull the trigger, but wisely held up, and that's good plate discipline right there. Counts full with Wilson on first and 1 down. Wilson, not much of a speedster. Not sure if they'd put him in motion here. They don't. Here's the 3-2. Hard hit ground ball to second. Could be 2. The flip to second for 1. In time over at first. And it's an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Another twin killing for the Ducks. They've turned a couple of those tonight. And after 4 full innings of play, we head to the top of the 5th with the Revs trailing the Ducks 3-0. Don't go anywhere. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Have you heard? Royal Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Top of inning number 5 from Peoples Bank Park in downtown York. Michael Marcantonini with you on the call. 3-0 Long Island over York in this one. Robert Carson making a spot start tonight for the Revs. Back out for inning number 5. It's his first start of the season for Carson. And the last time he was a starter for a full season was 2011. It's been a while since he was regularly a starter. So the first pitch of the inning misses way inside to the 9-hitter Dan Lyons. So 1-0 the count on Lyons. Wilson, the third baseman, up at the edge of the third base, cut out in front of the bag. Maybe expecting a bunt from Lyons, who comes in hitting just 171. 1 home run, 15 RBI. The 1-0 from Carson, laced foul into the left field foul territory seats. And the count is 1-1. Lions 2 for 4 last night, a run scored and a run driven in. 14 runs scored in last night's ball game for the Ducks. It was the second time the Revs have allowed 14 runs in a game this season. It's the Revs' worst defeat of the year last year, an 11-run defeat, 14-3 game. Carson misses way outside and low, 2-1. Revs' previous worst loss was 14-4 in the third game of the season against the Lancaster Barnstormers. Last night did not go so well either, but Revs haven't had too many clunkers like that. Well, Carson's 2-1. Sent out to shortstop. Dent has it. Throws to first. And there's out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for Carson in the 5th. He's settled in nicely since giving up the 3 runs in that third inning. Carson's retired the leadoff man in 4 of the 5 innings tonight, but the inning that he didn't retire the leadoff man was that 3-run frame. And again, that could have been avoided. An error on a ground ball back to him in that inning. Now back to the top of the order, Jordani Valdespin. Valdespin, top 5 in the league in hitting, 5th with a .344 average coming in. 2 for 6 with a run scored last night. First pitch to Jordani's a strike in there. 0-1, right down the heart of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. 3-0 lead for the Ducks, top of the 5th. John Brownell has thrown 4 scoreless on the flip side of Robert Carson. Carson's been good, though. Here's his 0-1, swing and a miss, a slider on the outer half. Valdespin, a little bit of trouble on that pitch. That's a tough pitch to hit for a lefty against Robert Carson. I mentioned earlier he's had a ton of success against lefties this year. Lefties hitting only 136 against him coming in. Righties, though, 315. Valdespin, a left-handed hitter. We'll see what happens here. The 0-2 pitch. Foul it off down the left field line, a line drive onto the concourse, and the count remains 0-2. Valdespin currently riding a 6-game hitting streak. 5 coming in. He extended it in the 3rd inning with a single. 3 for 10 this series against the Revs. In his first season with the Long Island Ducks, it's been a great start to his first season in Long Island. The 0-2 pitch. Chopped out to first, backhanded by Burgess, flipped to Carson covering, and Valdespin is out and almost runs into Robert Carson running down the first baseline, and Valdespin having some fun, a big smile across his face as he's trotting back to the dugout. Those two were teammates for a couple of seasons with the Mets. Carson went to cover. Valdespin was right on his tail and tried to slow himself down, and he did so by grabbing the back of Carson's jersey while Carson was trying to slow down. Some good, clean fun there, and refreshing to see, because sometimes, you know, guys, a base runner will run into a pitcher covering, and then that can get out of hand. But that's just 2 former teammates having a chuckle. 2 down and no one on. The 2-hitter Emilio Bonifacio. He shows bunt but pulls back to take a strike on the outer half. 0-1 the count. Michael Burgess has made a couple really nice plays. One in each of the last 2 innings, going to the backhand and then flipping to first for an out. The 0-1 to Emilio, fouled off, right side 0-2. Bonifacio, a switch hitter, batting from the right side here tonight against the lefty Carson. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Bonifacio gets ready. Carson comes set on the mound. Takes the sign from Clark and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball in the dirt. Clark slaps the tag and he'll throw to first just for good measure, and the inning is over. Carson's retired 7 in a row dating back to the 3rd inning. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for him, but his team still trails by 3. It's 3-0 Ducks over the Revs after 4.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th and see what the Revs can do on offense.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Ryan Dent leads off the bottom of the 5th for the Revs, and he takes a strike to start the inning. John Brownell back out for another inning of work. He's been good through 4 innings, really good, has not allowed a run yet. Now Dent sends a fly ball into deep center field. Bonifacio on his horse. He gets turned around, won't make the grab. Dent around first, heading for second. Bonifacio picks the ball up on the track. And a stand-up double for Ryan Dent. Second double in as many nights for Ryan. He smoked that thing to center. Bonifacio did not get a great read on it. Got all turned around and was about 5 to 7 full feet from the ball when it dropped. That led to the stand-up double for Dent. First extra base hit of the night for the Revs and their 4th hit overall. They're actually out-hitting the Ducks in this game, but they are not winning in the run column. And now after the double to start the inning on just the 2nd pitch of the inning, Travis Witherspoon will come to bat with a man in scoring position and no outs. Corners pinch in for Spoon. Shows bunt, and he pushes one to first base, but foul. 0-1 the count. That's something that Spoon has been working a lot on recently in batting practice. Trying to bunt, specifically trying to push the bunt down the first base line. Something that, as a guy with speed, you gotta think that that could be a huge piece to his game if he can get it down. Not showing bunt this time, takes a slider high and away for a ball, 1-1. It's the Ducks 3 and the Revs nothing in the bottom of the 5th. The Revs managed only 3 runs last night. And by the time they scored, they were already down 10-0 in that one. A look at second for Brownell. Now he comes to the plate. The 1-1 misses low and away. Breaking ball stopped in the dirt by Cabrera. Dent read that one well out at second and stayed put. The third baseman Puckett is about a step in front of the bag, near the third baseline. Double play depth up the middle. The first baseman Ard is way off the first baseline and in. A breaking ball chopped to third, backhanded by Puckett, but it's a foul ball. Nice effort by Cody Puckett to just field that ball. He would have had a play on Spoon at first, and it definitely would not have moved Dent up to third, but it is a foul ball. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No outs in the inning. Dent on second after doubling to center. Ball that he smoked out there. It landed in front of the warning track. Bonifacio got to it at about the warning track. Spoon looking to move him over. Revs down by 3. It's a 3-0 game. Bottom 5. The 2-2 from Brownell. Inside corner, it misses just barely. Count runs full. Spoon had to spin out of the way of that one. Thought he was going to get hit on the shoulder, but he got out of the way. And the count's full. Brownell has walked 15 batters this season coming in. He has a couple walks tonight. And the 3-2 misses low. Make it another one. 3 walks now in the contest for John Brownell. 2 came in the 2nd inning, but neither scored, so he got out of that jam in the 2nd inning. But he's put runners on first and second now with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And now manager Kevin Baez will go out to chat with his starting pitcher and pitching coach. Not only is Brownell a starting pitcher on this Ducks team, he is the pitching coach. He and Lou Ford, both player coaches on this club. I gotta say, it is a little weird to have it when you're the manager going out to talk with your pitcher, and then it also being a guy on your coaching staff. Something you don't see every day, and a lot of times with player coaches, they're guys who are near the back end of their career, which both Brownell and Ford are, but along with that, it's guys that are sort of transitioning to being a full-time coach and don't play as much, but get in every once in a while. But not the case in Long Island. Brownell in the starting rotation for the Ducks. Ford, an everyday left fielder, DH. Now Clark comes up and shows bunt immediately. Brownell spins and turns to second to look Dent back. The corners are way in for the Ducks. The third baseman Puckett is about 3 steps in front of the cutout at third. Now he turns his body to look towards the pitcher so he can see Dent out of his peripherals. Now Clark drops a bunt down. The only play, well, actually the play is going to go to third, but the ball's dropped by Puckett and the bases are loaded with no outs. Not a great bunt by Tyler Clark. He deadened it, but it rolled to where Brownell was falling off the mound. He spun and threw to third immediately, and Dent would have been out, the lead runner, but Puckett dropped the ball. They're going to call it an error on the third baseman, Puckett. A fielder's choice in an E5, so Brownell made a good throw to third, but Puckett just dropped it. Now the bases are loaded with no outs for Jared Mitchell. He's the go-ahead run. No, we're only in the bottom of the 5th, but worth mentioning. First pitch to Mitchell. He takes low and inside, 1-0. Brownell has already walked 3 in the game, 1 in the inning. Dent doubled, he's on third. Spoon walked, he's on first. Clark reached on the fielder's choice and error, he's on first. On the 1-0 to Mitchell, swings and fouls one back out of play, 1-1. 1-1 the count, no outs in the inning, bases loaded. Revs trail the Ducks 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Mitchell, this team's leadoff hitter, but he can be an RBI guy, and he is an RBI guy when he gets the opportunity. Mitchell raking of lately. Now the 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, smothered by Cabrera, 1-2 the count. And I said Mitchell's raking in recent games. Has the team's longest active hit streak at 14. Hitting .395 over his last 10 games, 15 hits in his last 38 at-bats. He scored 12 runs over those 10 games. He's also driven in 4. He could drive in 4 right now with 1 swing. The 2-1 pitch from Brownell, in there for a strike. Mitchell takes a changeup, 78 miles an hour on the gun, and the count's 2-2. Mitchell hitting just 105 with runners in scoring position this year, but 500 with the bases loaded, 1 for 2 in that department. The 3-2 sent out to second base. This could be a double play. To second for 1. The return throw to first, not in time, safe. An RBI fielder's choice for Jared Mitchell, and the Revs are on the board. It's a 3-1 game in the bottom of the 5th. The Ducks decided to keep their middle infielders back and play for the double play, trade 2 outs for a run. A smart decision in that situation, but they don't get to, as Mitchell beat the throw to first. Clark cut down at second base on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Now runners at the corners for Casilla. Dent comes in to score the first run of the night for the Revs after doubling to start the inning. Now the switch hitter Alexi Casilla from the left side. 1 down in the inning. Brownell pauses, now comes to the plate. Misses high with a fastball, it's 1-0. Revs have Brownell on the ropes right now. He's not a guy who throws hard, and the Revs usually pick on guys that don't have good velocity. 3-1 lead for the Ducks, bottom 5. Tying runs at first, go-ahead run at the plate in the form of Casilla. The 1-0 pitch, he swings and chops one foul past the Revs dugout on the first base side. There could be 2 outs in the inning right now and no runs in, but the throw on Tyler Clark's bunt, the throw to third base, was dropped by the third baseman Puckett. 1-1 the count. Spoon leads off third, Mitchell off first. The pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. Casilla couldn't catch up to that fastball. I think he was expecting a curveball because 82 miles an hour was just blown by him. 2 strikes. The RBI for Mitchell was his 13th of the season. He's on first. 3-1 game, Revs trailing. Brownell comes set. Now the pitch to Casilla. Chopped up the middle. This could be 2. A flip to second, over to first, and it is. The 3rd double play that the Revs have hit into tonight, and it gets Brownell out of the inning just like that. So the Revs threaten for more, but they only get 1 in the inning. 1 run on just 1 hit. There was an error in the inning, and 1 was left. We've played 5 full from Peoples Bank Park. We'll go to the top of the 6th next. It's 3-2 Ducks in this one. Don't go anywhere. You're listening on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC, 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia, NMLS ID 2925, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm a meal delivery engineer, you know, a server, and I love it. But now, with Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery, this place is livelier than 2-for-1 app night. See, while I guide my guests from nachos to gnocchi, they're picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and goes with everything on the menu, except maybe the 4-alarm fries. Stay away from those. Keno, it's here. Play it at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Michael Marcantonini back with you at Peoples Bank Park in downtown York. It's the Ducks 3 and the Revs 1 in the top of the 6th inning. Luke Westfall comes out of the bullpen to take over for Robert Carson, who was really good through 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, only 1 of them earned. All 3 came in the 3rd inning for the Ducks. Now Travis Snyder to lead off against Westfall. The lefty kicks and fires, breaking ball in for strike 1, a slider from Luke. It's 0-1. Quick turnaround for Luke, who pitched just last night in the Revs' blowout loss to the Ducks. He worked a season-high inning in the 3rd. Struck out 1, retired all 4 hitters he faced. Now the 0-1 to Snyder, fastball that misses low and outside. Count 1-1. For Westfall, he's retired 15 of the 16 leadoff batters he's faced in innings this year. Pretty impressive numbers. Been great against lefties. Now the 1-1 pitch. Line drive into center field. Spoon giving chase. He dives. He trapped it, or did he catch it? No signal just yet, and it is a signal. They do say he made the catch. A diving grab in center field from Travis Witherspoon. It looked like a trap from up here. A hard hit ball, a pitch that Snyder stayed on and lined up the middle. Spoon made a heck of a grab there, a web gem from Travis in center. 1 up, 1 down. You could say it's been all Long Island tonight, but that's just not the case. The Revs have out-hit the Ducks, and the Ducks have not had a base runner since there were 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Now Lou Ford comes to the dish, takes a ball, 1-0. That pitch was right there, but called a ball. Ford, a player coach for this Ducks squad. DHing tonight after playing some left field last night, DH'd the night before. The 1-0. Breaking ball in the outer half for a strike, 1-1. Westfall has struck out the side twice this season. And I say that because he does have some really devastating strikeout stuff between the fastball and the slider. There's a slider right there. Up in the zone that's fouled off, 1-2. Well, he cannot strike out the side in this inning, but he could get Ford right here on a 1-2 pitch. 1 down in the inning, no one on. 3-1 lead for the Ducks, top of the 6th. Robert Carson was excellent through 5 innings. A couple tough breaks in that 3rd inning, an inning that started with an error that he made. Ducks ended up scoring 3 runs because of it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to the right-handed hitting Ford. And it's popped up foul territory, first base side. Clark giving chase the catcher, but that's out of play. You can probably hear him stomping on the warning track, running over towards the fence and the netting area. Our crowd mic is right down where he was running by the Revs on deck circle. The count remains 1-2, one down in the frame. No one on. David Washington on deck. Ford is the K-man tonight. He's already struck out once. Here's Westfall's 1-2. Low in the zone, ball just missed, and the count's 1-2. David Shirk thought that one was just a little bit low. No argument. 2-2 the count. Ford ready to hit. Westfall ready to deliver the pitch. Here it is. Breaking ball, chopped foul down the third base line. A high slider that Ford tomahawked. Somebody in the Ducks bullpen made that grab barehanded. A nice effort there. So Westfall will have to come with another 2-2. Ford making him work. Just 7 hits combined in this one. We're in the 6th inning. Not necessarily a pitcher's duel, but a low-scoring affair. The 2-2 pitch again. Slider, swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the outer half. Ford has been rung up twice tonight. This time swinging, the last time was looking. A big cheer from the crowd after the K-man strikes out again. Westfall, a nasty slider, a hard, tight slider on the outer half of the plate. Clark held it. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. 9 straight batters retired by Carson and Westfall combined. Carson retired the final 7 he faced, 2 1-2-3 innings. Westfall looking for a 1-2-3 inning himself. The last batter to reach base was Ford. He reached on a fielder's choice. Now Washington, swing and a miss there, 0-1. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He leads the Atlantic League in strikeouts this season by a good margin. After the 2 tonight, he has 53 on the season. Now Westfall comes set. Count 0-1, 2 outs, no one on. The pitch to Washington, swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half, 93. Westfall this season against left-handed batters is only letting left-handed opponents hit .222 against him with a .263 on-base percentage. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch from Westfall. Slider misses just off the outer half. It's 1-2 to the left-handed hitting Washington. Well, David is hot. He has 6 hits in this series. 3 last night, 3 the night before. Scored 2 of the 14 last night for the Ducks. Being .272 this season. 1-2 the count on David. Here's Luke's pitch. Swing and a miss, a slider away, and he gets another punch out. Well, the Revs pitching staff has been excellent tonight. Carson and Westfall, the 2 southpaws combined, they haven't allowed a base runner since there were 2 outs in the 3rd inning. And after 5.5, it's 3-1 Ducks. We'll see what the Revs can do with the bats. They cracked 1 across in the 5th. Let's see what they can do in the 6th. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to FuscoProBaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars, If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Home half of the sixth inning, Revs trail the Ducks 3-1. Wellington Dotel takes a ball from John Brownell to lead off the inning, a slider that missed outside. 1-1 the count. I actually missed the pitch, waiting for that commercial to come back. It's 1-1. And the pitch, Dotel fouls this one off the hands out of play. It's 1-2. Ducks got all 3 of their runs in the third inning. They only have 3 hits in the game. The Revs have 4, but only 1 run on the scoreboard. They got one across in the bottom of the 5th when Jared Mitchell brought one home on an RBI fielder's choice. And a 1-2 to Dotel, just fouled it off. Wellington hitting .313 on the season with a home run and 17 driven in. Keep in mind the Revs didn't pick up Wellington until their second road trip of the season. The 1-2 pitch, a chopper on the left side of the diamond. Brownell, an athletic play to get to it, throws to first in time, a stretch from Art at first. John Brownell showing you how to field his position. Well, if you're listening on radio, he's not showing you. If you're watching on YouTube, he is. A nice athletic play from the right-handed pitcher. Hopping off on the third base side of the mound to field that swinging bunt. Get Dotel at first. 1-3 on the putout. Here's Michael Burgess, who's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a pop-up. Robert Carson worked 5 innings for the Revs. He only gave up 1 earned run of the 3 that scored. Luke Westfall, a 1-2-3 scoreless 6th inning. John Brownell's been the man on the mound for the Ducks all night into his 6th inning of work. He misses way high with a curveball. That thing slipped. The follow-through wasn't there at all. And the count's 1-0. 1 down in the inning, Revs trail the Ducks 3-1. So John Brownell continues to work. 6 innings in relief in his last outing. Got the win in that outing. There's a strike to Burgess. 1-1. The relief outing was 6 innings on June 3rd. 2 days earlier, he made a start going 2 2/3 innings, was roughed up for 8 runs, all earned, and a loss to New Britain. So pitched twice in that series. 1-2 to Burgess, sent out to right field, into the right field corner, but foul. That's just a long fly ball. 1-2 the count on Mike. Ricardo Gomez getting loose for the Revs in the bullpen. Luke Westfall worked a really quick and very effective 6th inning. You have to think after striking out 2 that he'd come back out for the 7th. But Luke did work an inning and a third last night. Luke and Rob, 2 guys that took part in pitchers batting practice today. Pitchers and broadcasters batting practice. Daryl and I got some cuts in. That was pretty fun. My first experience with it. It's been a while since I was in a cage, but hit a few line drives. Fun time out there with Carson, Luke, Big Boat, Tyler Cravey, a couple others. 1-2 to Burgess, misses high and in. Revs reliever Tyler Cravey actually hit 4 home runs in pitchers BP today. All 4 over the arch nemesis in left. He was launching balls over there, getting the launch angle up. Boat put one out. That was in the warm-up round, so it didn't count according to the other guys. The 2-2. Burgess pops it up, middle of the diamond, behind home plate. Cabrera throws the mask, and he makes the grab on the York Revolution logo behind home plate. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. That brings up Zach Wilson. Well, I shouldn't say that they said that the home run didn't count for Boat. It clearly counts, but it didn't count for their competition because the warm-up round was not included in their swing-off. Wilson up with no one on and 2 outs. Revs have scored just 1 run tonight. That came in the bottom of the 5th. They trail 3-1 to the Ducks in Game 3 of this series. First pitch to Zach, a curveball that had some 12-6 action on there. It dropped down in the zone. Wilson missed it by a lot. Brownell made 4 outings against the Revs last season, won 2 of them. Worked at least 6 innings in his last 2 last year, 1 in August and 1 in September. He misses high and tight to Wilson there, 1-1. The start he won on game 1 of a doubleheader on September 7th, went 7 innings, gave up 1 run, just 4 hits with 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. He's had a really nice night tonight. He's allowed just 1 run through 5 2/3, looking to get through 6. The 1-1 to Wilson. Breaking ball sent in the air to shallow center field. Bonifacio giving chase. The middle infielders are both out, and Bonifacio takes charge to call them off and make the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for John Brownell. We've played 6 full from Peoples Bank Park. Revs with just 1 run on the board. It's 3-1 Ducks after 6. Going to the top of the 7th next. Darryl taking back over on play-by-play here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro, offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the 7th inning, 3-1 Long Island with the lead. 3 runs, 3 hits, an error for the Ducks. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error on York. Westfall stays in for his 2nd inning of relief. Went 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts in the 6th inning. Robert Carson finished up, retiring his final 8. Really only the 1 hiccup in the 3rd, and it's when the only 3 hits came, all in a row. But of those 3 runs, 2 were unearned. Taylor Ard leads it off. Westfall starts him with a backdoor slider and a called strike 1. Ard a walk and a fly out tonight. Followed by Cabrera and Puckett, 6, 7, 8 in the order. And Westfall ready. Here's the wind, the 0-1. And a swing and a high fly the other way toward the right field corner. Mitchell will drift after it. He looks, and it lands up on the deck, but foul. Just outside of the foul pole, fortunately, toward that end tent on the picnic porch. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
That was hit well. I mean, well foul, though, from the start, you could tell. But Westfall's looked really good over his last couple outings, and you know, the 2 outings before his last, I would say 3, so 4 and 5 outings ago was when he had that rough patch in the season. But since, he's been really good and has been selective when he uses fastball, when he uses breaking pitches, and it's paid off.
Here's the 0-2, and that misses high, fastball. ZRA down into the 3s now. The Revs offensively have struggled to figure out Brownell tonight. They've been just a little bit early, and that's what Brownell does. He's not going to light up the radar gun, not close. But even though trailing, Carson was really strong in his first start of the year. 1-2, check swing on a slider in the dirt. It's blocked. Appeal, he's rung up. Clark made the block, put on the tag as the
We're asking Brian DeBrouwer at first base. He says he went, and that's 3 strikeouts in a row for Westfall, 1 down in the 7th.
12 in a row retired by Revs pitching. If you go back to that fielder's choice grounder that Ford hit, he reached base on it, but an out was recorded there. So the final 2 outs were recorded to the 3rd, then 3 straight 1-2-3 innings, and now the first out of the 7th.
And here is Cabrera, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Fielder's choice and a foul out. First pitch, a slider down low. He's got really good downward tilt on that slider tonight. It's the pitch he got hard on that check swing for the strikeout. Cabrera on the outside line of the batter's box with the front foot. Open stance. Here's the 1-0. And he swings, fouls it back over the roof. He has been playing basically every day. They had Wilkin Castillo picked up. He was their starting catcher to begin the year. Audie Afner has a fractured finger. Keith Ozerski is another catcher on the roster, but a younger guy. Hasn't played at this level. It's the 1-1, and a swing and a drive to straightaway center, right at Witherspoon. He'll tiptoe over, wait and lean as it comes down, and he makes the grab. Hit it off the end of the bat, and Cabrera lines it at center, 2 away.
Well, it's one of those games where if you look at the run column, you'll see that the Ducks are winning, but this game, since the 3rd, has been dominated by the Revs. They pushed across a run in the 5th. The Ducks haven't had a base runner since the 3rd, and the Revs are out hitting the Ducks in this one. Just a weird game, and that's baseball for you.
It's the only constant. It's weird.
Yeah.
Here's Cody Puckett, and he swings, loops one, out at second. Silva will drift toward shallow right and hauls it in. So 1-2-3, 7th inning, and Westfall has been excellent here tonight. Just a weak bloop on that 3rd out. Stretch time here at the bank. Revs looking for some runs. They trail 3-1.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Seventh inning stretch tonight. Revs trail 3-1. And John Brunell still going. He is, throughout his career in this league, eaten up innings, a lot of complete games during his time in this league. His season high for innings this year is 7. In a 2-1 loss against Somerset on May 25th. First pitch of the 7th tonight to Ruby Silva is down low on Brownell's 89th pitch of the evening. Revs have had a tough time figuring him out. The 1-0 and a swing and a bounce foul down the first base side. They've been, it seems like, just a hair early on a lot of these swings. Brownell very much a crafty righty here at age 34. Throws it under the bat speed. The 1-1 and a breaking ball dribbled foul toward Dent, who's on deck. Silva has struck out and hit into a double play tonight. Brownell 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, only 4 hits allowed. 1-2 and a swing and a bounce foul again, same area. Silva playing pepper with that area toward the Revs dugout. Just got a piece. Revs' only run came in the 5th inning, a Mitchell fielder's choice, scoring Dent, who doubled. Pitch, breaking ball, grounded right side toward the hole and off the glove of Valdespin, laying out. Dove to his left, hit the end of the glove, deflected into right field where it was headed. And Ruby Silva with a base hit. And hopefully that'll get something going. They do have some bullpen activity tucked away in the corner. Somebody just beginning to play catch. They're not squatting just yet.
It's going to have to be a late inning win today if the Revs want to do it, and they haven't fared very well at all late in games when they're trailing. I mean, this is only a 2-run deficit, nothing major at all. But the Revs only 1-11 when they're trailing after 7. Now, they could be leading or tied after 7. We don't know yet, but right now losing.
Here's Ryan Dent. First pitch is a called strike at the top of the zone. Saw Brownell in Game 3 of the championship series last year. He pitched well here. But the Revs would take the lead late on the Ducks bullpen. The 0-1 and a ground ball off the mound up the middle. Base hit, Ryan Dent. Silva will come to a stop at second base, and the Revs with their first 2 men on here in the bottom of the 7th. Dent 2 for 2 and on base all 3 times tonight.
And that's all you got to do is string a couple hits together, and now Kevin Baez out for a chat, and this could be to buy some time. I'm a little surprised they didn't have at least somebody loosening up before the start of this inning, knowing that Brownell is not a high velocity guy to begin with, and now through the 3rd time of the order, guys starting to figuring him out a little bit. So you figure somebody would have been loose before, but hey, it's working in the Revs' advantage right now.
Travis Witherspoon talking with Polo, and you're here at home, so you're more likely to play for a tie. They might, with 2 men on, have him drop down a bunt. They didn't handle it so well in the 5th inning when Clark bunted. Getting toward dusk here tonight in York. This is the 21st start that Brownell has made against the Revs. Corners come in, the stretch, and he'll turn and look Silva back, the lead runner at second. He's at 96 pitches right now. Brownell 6-9, a 4.41 ERA lifetime against York. On the first pitch, he does square and deadens it. Brownell comes in, turns, throws to third. It is just in time. Well, Witherspoon deadened it, but didn't angle it as much as he maybe wanted to. Brownell slightly toward third, but a little too straight in off the mound. Turn, and he had no hesitation. He was going to third right away.
Almost the same exact play. The last time the Revs scored a run was in the 5th inning, and Brownell made a great spin, fielded the ball well, and made a great throw to third, but Puckett dropped the last throw. This time they just get the lead runner, Ruby Silva, there, but another bunt that either has to go down the first baseline or has to be more down the third baseline.
Now Tyler Clark, first and second, 1 out. First pitch, he swings, rips it, but foul out in front. It 1-hops the Ducks bullpen bench. Clark tonight a strikeout, and the bunt where they would have had an out at third had Puckett handled it. Revs now out hitting the Ducks 6-3, but trailing 3-1. It's the stretch, the 0-1, and high and tight. Clark has to duck away from that. Up near his ear flap. This is the first inning tonight in which the Revs have had more than one hit in an inning. And then the Ducks, their only 3 hits came 3 in a row when they scored 3 times in the third, 2 unearned. Pitch to Clark, he swings, hits it in the air, left field. Washington backs up and still drifting back. He's got it with both heels on the front of the warning track. Just down toward the end of the bat a little bit. And that's Brownell, the off speed again, and the little movement away from a right-hand hitter, just enough to keep Clark off that wall. 2 down in the inning, and here comes Baez, and he will go to his bullpen now.
Clark a little bit out in front of that pitch. A good job going down and getting a curveball. He likes those hanging curves. But it's different when it's coming out of a right-hander's hand than a lefty. I mean, a lefty may be a little able to sit back a little more because that pitch is coming towards you. Sit back and put one off the wall there. A right-hander, it's going away. Still a good job to keep the hands back, even though he was a little out in front, but just not deep enough to get off that wall.
Now former Bridgeport lefty Wander Perez is the new pitcher, coming in to go left-left against Mitchell. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 2 on, 2 out, bottom 7. Revs down 3-1 when we come back.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIA-CREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
It is Wander Perez who's in to face Mitchell. Revs down 2, 3-1, with first and second 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Perez, funky delivery, high leg kick, and then drops down pretty low on the sidearm. 6'3" lefty. First pitch, breaking ball, and a high strike. They've been calling the high strike throughout the night. Perez 2-1, 3.21 ERA in 15 outings. Opponents have hit over 300 off of him, but he's had pretty good success. Mitchell tonight, 3 ground balls to second. The hitting streak yet to be extended. The 0-1 and a fastball strike, outer half. So he's seen a couple, but now he will have to do it down 0-2. He's had great success against lefties of late. Perez is a little bit different bird. Lefty's hitting 217 off him. The 0-2, and it breaks away. Mitchell does not budge. He has reached in his last 7 plate appearances against lefties, aside from a sac fly, 6 in a row against lefty relievers. Look back, the 1-2. Breaking ball, line drive, right center toward the gap. It is caught on a dive. Travis Snyder saves 2 runs. A full extension diving grab in the gap. He saves 2 runs. He saves the lead for the Ducks. And Mitchell's hitting streak is still up in the air thanks to that diving play. One of the great defensive plays probably that the Ducks will have this season. And for it to come in that spot. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. And we go to the 8th. Still 3-1, Long Island.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one. And Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever 4th in line at checkout, your groceries are free. It's just one of the ways we're making grocery shopping better. My Giant. Available in Pennsylvania stores only. Some restrictions apply.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head to the 8th. And how deflating was that? Ricardo Gomez will come in. Revs still down 3-1. Dan Lyons leads it off. First pitch of the inning is in for a strike. Fastball at 91. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Talking with some folks between innings, we all thought there was no chance it was caught off the bat. It was a perfect line for Snyder. Here's a slider tapped softly to third. Wilson will come into the grass to handle it. Throws to first, and there's one away. And Snyder, you could tell as he dove full extension, he was fighting to make sure that he kept that glove on it as he hit the grass, but held it up right away. And, I mean, as quickly as he got to it, hadn't noticed before the pitch, but it's almost like he was shaded toward that gap just a little bit and ended up taking it away, taking 2 runs away.
Just an unbelievable play. I mean, it took a full extension, a dead sprint, reading it well off the bat to even come close, and he made the grab, I mean, just barely.
Here's Valdespin. He looks at a strike outside corner. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight at the top.
Doesn't get much more deflating than that play out in the right, though. I mean, that's a game-tying double right there, maybe a triple.
There's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and man, did he spin out. Slider that started in, hooked in toward his back foot, and he did a 360 on the finish. Says something over toward the Revs dugout. He definitely plays the game with a flair. He's very social out there. Gomez certainly can be as well. He's ready. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a foul back just over the net. Comes bouncing it straight down in front of the plate. Now the Revs still down 3-1 here in the 8th inning. Gomez last in on Tuesday night. Scoreless inning at New Britain. He fires. And a high chopper off the dirt. Silva hustles in from second, gets the high bounce. He'll pump fake and have time to dump it off to first base. 2 up, 2 down on ground balls for Gomez here in the 8th inning. Actually, that game Tuesday, he got the win at New Britain, I should mention, with that scoreless 8th inning. Revs scored in the 9th, and that tied him for the Revs franchise record for wins by a reliever, 14, matching Stephen Penny. Also tied him for 6th all-time in wins overall in Revs history with 14. Here's Bonifacio, who's 1 for 3. He swings, pulls the first one right at Silva at second, and he's got another one, throws to first to end the inning. 3 ground ball outs for Ricardo Gomez in the top of the 8th. Revs will try to set up a threat again after being denied. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, still 3-1 Long Island.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
What's the simplest, easiest, freest way to get in shape? Walking. That natural walking motion is great for almost everybody, but not every shoe is great for walking.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet sports shoes carries the shoes designed to function best. Whether you're out for an invigorating stroll or you're humming along at a serious fitness pace, walking and fitness shoes that'll do the trick, including a variety of widths and hard-to-find sizes. Walk with name brands like New Balance, Saucony, Brooks, and Accelero. For intense fitness workouts, try shoes from Asics, New Balance, Rika, Saucony, and 361. Flying Feet's selection is great, and the service is even better. With personal attention many stores are lacking. Some stores sell shoes, Flying Feet fits them. So take life in stride and do it in style with comfortable walking shoes and fitness shoes from the sportswear specialty store without specialty prices. Flying Feet sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 8th, 3-1. Long Island in front thanks to that play from Travis Snyder last inning. Righty Vinny Pistano is their new pitcher. And the Revs with 2, 3, and 4 due up, trying to mount another threat. Beat Casilla, Dotel, and Burgess down 3-1. On the pitching side of things, Revs have retired 17 straight, tied for the 3rd longest streak in a game in team history. And Casilla will back out. Pistano wasn't ready yet. The record is 20, which was set last April in a game at Southern Maryland. First pitch. Oh, nailed Casilla. Could hear him grunt as he tried to get out of the way. And somewhere in the legs as he ends up sprawled in the dirt. He had no chance. The leadoff man is on. He is up to his feet. And he is going to hand off the bat to the bat boy and head to first base. He had everybody faked. He handed off the bat and then went into a sprint to first base to show them that he's fine.
Well, he's a jokester because he's a funny guy. He's always messing around in BP and stuff like that. But, I mean, good actor, too.
Here's Dotel. Tying run at the plate right away. Pistano the pitch. Casilla runs. It's way outside. Throw from Cabrera is late. He dives in with a steal. And Alexi thought he could get there. Maybe he hustled them, making them think that that leg hurt. Now he goes first pitch. And it's a valuable steal, down 2, but a base hit could make it a 1-run game, even if that's all you get going to the 9th inning.
I like that. Hustle him a little bit if that's what it was. But, deceptive, and hey, you got an opportunity to pick up an extra base there. Revs just trying to chip away right now.
Dotel 1 for 3 tonight, single and a steal early in the game.
It also keeps you out of a double play, and the Revs have hit into 3 already tonight.
Pistano sets below the belt. 3-quarter delivery, breaking ball, it's a called strike. He was acquired from Bridgeport after last season. 1-1 this year, 3.06 ERA in 17 outings, 2 saves. Now Dotel will ask for time, trying to bust up the righty's rhythm. 17 2/3. He's given up only 11 hits, but 9 walks. Opponents, though, only hitting 190. Couple looks back. The 1-1. It's way outside. He has had some control struggles to begin this inning. 4th hit batter of the year for him to put Casilla on. Ducks now have lefty Asher Tolliver loosening, and he throws one all the way in toward home plate, so time is called. Revs with Junior Rincon up in their pen. I wonder if Tolliver's coming in for Burgess. He's on deck. There's the stretch. And the 2-1. It's swung on line, just foul down the first base line. Dotel missed the line by about a foot. He had some room down there. Ard, the first baseman, off the bag. Very nearly made it a 1-run game, and he would have been at second base on that one.
Just not getting the breaks tonight. And the way this game's trending, you figure the Revs are going to get a couple. Barely foul right there. The dive last inning from Snyder. The balls are going to fall for the Revs, and just got to keep at it.
Here's the 2-2. Swing, and he fights it back, foul. Down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Casilla at second, no outs. Now Pistano the stretch. And deals. And a swing and a foul against the net. Fastball at 87 there, not the hardest thrower. Pistano had some pretty good big league success as a setup man with Cleveland among other teams. 6 years in the majors with the Indians and Angels. He fires, and a swing and a tapper that'll move Casilla right side. Ard the glove, the flip, just in time to get Dotel. Ard had to charge in a long way. He was back at first base. It was a slow dribbler. He came up, gloved it, and flipped to Pistano covering, who got there a half step ahead of Dotel. Casilla to third with 1 out. Kevin Baez comes running to the mound. Michael Burgess is next. And they are going to call on the lefty Tolliver right now. So the tying run at the plate is Burgess. Tolliver coming in to face him. And then Silva, a couple of hitters down the line, left-handed as well. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Revs trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates. for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
The York County Solid Waste Authority is a proud sponsor of Go Green Night at the York Revolution on June 9th. The first 2,000 fans through the gate will receive a free eco-friendly cloth shopping tote. We call foul on plastic bags, and you should too. Visit www.ycswa.com for more earth-friendly tips. That's www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great-tasting family tradition.
Hi, I'm Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers. Catch Sixers basketball all season on Sports Radio, 1350 WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
It is Asher Tolliver, the lefty, who's brought in to face Michael Burgess Sr. Revs down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. And the tying run at the plate. Tolliver in 11 outings, 0-1, a 4.22 ERA. Casilla at third base with 1 out. Was hit by a pitch, stole second, moved to third on a grounder. First pitch from Tolliver, big swing, and a foul tip into the mid. Tolliver is listed at 6 feet. He's not that tall, but he leans back with the arm. Big downswing and then an over-the-top delivery. He's got some major league experience himself. There's the stretch and the 0-1. And it's inside. Burgess moves back. He, in fact, earned a World Series ring with the Astros last year and was with them for their visit to the White House. He had some time in the big leagues last season. 5 appearances with the Orioles in 2016. He was most recently at Double-A with the Mariners, with the Arkansas Travelers. Time asked for. And here's the stretch from Tolliver. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Another fastball that Burgess pulls the trigger on. 93 on the gun on that pitch. 1-2. Revs had what looked like a game-tying shot to the gap last inning. Travis Snyder robbed Jared Mitchell on a dive. Now at least trying to make it a 1-run game. Pitch, swing and a line drive, base hit, right field. Burgess wins the matchup. Casilla in to score, and it is a 1-run game, 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, big hit for Michael Burgess.
Really big hit, left on left. It doesn't get much tougher than that. A guy like Tolliver coming in for a situational matchup, and Burgess did a job right there, and Casilla did a job too. Being able to, you know, the hit by pitch, then stealing second, getting to third on the chopper, and what do you know, another pitching change.
Yeah, he's got 9 relievers out there, so he could keep doing this for a while. They'll have a righty coming in, Dennis O'Grady. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Zach Wilson to the plate with the tying run on base. Burgess at first with 1 out. Revs down 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 8th.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
When you work with an independent insurance agent, you put the power of choice to work for you. Independent agents know several companies and their coverages, which means more options. And because companies like Donegal Insurance Group use the independent agent system, you not only get quality insurance, you also save money. The independent insurance agent system. Discover the power of choice. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one. And Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever fourth in line at checkout, your groceries are free. It's just one of the ways we're making grocery shopping better. My Giant. Available in Pennsylvania stores only. Some restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Revs within a run. Thought they tied the game last inning when that ball left Mitchell's bat. And they are still fighting the good fight here tonight. Dennis O'Grady, the new pitcher, righty. And Zach Wilson will face him with Burgess at first and one out. O'Grady in 16 outings, 1-1 at 2.50 ERA. 18 innings, just 5 runs. They will pinch run for Michael Burgess at first. It is Jose Cuevas. The tying run on base. Cuevas will go into third, and Wilson, who was at third tonight, he'll go to first base when the 9th inning starts. And Wilson right now focused on his job at bat. Tonight 1 for 2, single and also a walk. First pitch is down and away. This is the, let's see, 5th pitcher used to face the last 6 batters. 3rd pitcher used this inning. The 1-0 in the dirt. Cabrera makes a backhand pick, but Wilson's got a 2-0 count to sit on.
Was it Tony La Russa coming out of the dugout making pitching changes? Goodness. I haven't seen anything like it since La Russa was managing the Cardinals and would just go back and forth, using guys for 1 out, tops.
The 2-0, and it's a called strike. Revs fans thought that was up. They have called the high strike throughout the night, but I think LJ might have to resod that grass, wearing out a path from the dugout to the mound. There's the 2-1, swing and a miss. O'Grady kept it away, a cutter or a slider, whatever he calls it. 2-2. It's his 2nd year with the Ducks. He was kind of a multi-use guy last year. Made some starts. The 2-2, and a swing and a high fly toward the line and right. Snyder in pursuit, but this will sail into the bullpen balcony and out of play. It rolls up the roof of the pavilion and over the other side. O'Grady previously in the Padres system, reaching AAA. He's a Long Island native, Floral Park, New York, and he went to Duke. So he must be smart.
Or good at basketball.
Made 15 starts last year, the rest in relief. The pitch, and a swing and a pop foul coming back toward the net, and that'll clear it back into the stands. So Wilson battling.
This is a great AB right here. It's tough to have to face a tough righty who has some breaking stuff that can dive down and away and stay on those pitches, but Wilson doing a good job so far.
O'Grady last year in kind of that mixed role, 5-7, 4.64 ERA. I'll look over at first as he comes set. Another 2-2. And a swing and a line drive. Right center field. Nobody's catching this one. Down for a hit. Cuevas around second. Going to third, and they're at the corners. Snyder played it on a hop. Holds Wilson to a single. But it's first and third with one out, and the tying run 90 feet away. What an at-bat that was.
Absolutely. Just going the other way with the pitch there on the outer half. All he needed was a knock there to just keep the line moving, and that's what he got. Maybe off the end of the bat a little bit, but probably helped that it was off the end of the bat, because maybe if he stings that, it hangs up a little longer and Snyder gets to it. Who knows? But a good job going the other way from Zach Wilson.
Well, they've used both lefties that they want to use tonight. Ruby Silva will face O'Grady. First and third, the pitch, swing and a pop-up foul. That'll carry out of play. Silva 1 for 3 tonight. Tying run is Cuevas at third. Go-ahead run, Wilson is on at first, down 3-2, and trying to rally late. Big crowd on hand tonight, fireworks after. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a line drive, base hit right field. Cuevas in to score, and this game's tied at 3. Ruby Silva with a missile past the first baseman, Taylor Ard. And into right field, Wilson had to duck. It almost tore his head right off. Silva ripped it right past him. And Cuevas scores. This game tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Like you said, an absolute missile right there. Again, Ruby Silva gets a chance to face a righty like you mentioned. They're not going to the bullpen again. Takes advantage of it and just rips one. And you had the feeling at the start of this inning that even a couple innings ago, that the Revs were going to take control of this game, tie it up at some point, and they finally did.
And now Ryan Dent, first and second, and the catcher Cabrera wants time to head out and talk signage with O'Grady. Umpire David Shirk along for the visit. So Wilson is the go-ahead run. At second base, Dent tonight 2 for 2 with a double, a single, a walk, a run scored. He's been on base all 3 times. Revs now out hitting the Ducks 9-3, and that 9th hit tied the game. Here's the stretch from O'Grady. First pitch to Dent. It's a called strike in. He was backing up, but O'Grady gets the call. Still only 1 out in the inning. 4 of the 5 batters have reached. 2 have scored. 3 singles in a row. Here's the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. Slider down and away. So O'Grady has Dent buried to start the at-bat. Revs trying to take their first lead in 2 games. Here's the stretch. A look back at second, 0-2, and it's down and away. He wouldn't reach on that one. Had 2 sliders in a row. One was in the zone, that one out. After starting him in to begin the at-bat. 1-2. And O'Grady to the belt. Now to the plate. And a swing and a bouncing ball to short. Could be 2. Lions feed second. Valdespin the turn. Got him. Dent slams the helmet down. And the Revs will settle for the tie. Here in this 8th inning, they hit into their 4th ground ball double play of the night. But they have battled back to tie it. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 runner left. And we go to the 9th. York and Long Island all square 3-3.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
By royal command of the little princess living in your house, Mom and Dad, you are hereby invited to Princess Day with the York Revolution. Dress Her Royal Highness in her princess costume on Sunday, June 10th for pictures and tea with her favorite storybook princesses. Take your royal portrait with Cinderella's coach and get tips from YouTube makeup celebrity That Girl Shay. Princess Day at People's Bank Park, Sunday, June 10th. Glass slippers optional. Tickets at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
This is Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the ninth inning, Junior Rincon takes over. We are tied at 3, just past 9. Let's pause for station identification.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Darrell Henry along with Michael Mark Antonini. A 3-3 game as we start the 9th. And Travis Snyder, who denied Mitchell of tying it in the 7th with a diving play, will lead things off. Revs did tie it an inning later. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter, called strike, outside corner. Snyder, Ford, and Washington at bat. 3, 4, 5 in the Long Island order. But Rincon will try to get through the 0-1. And a called strike. Some lightning there with cut. 96 on the gun. Rincon 0-1, but has 7 saves, a 2.70 ERA in 16 outings. Now has his sign from Clark, the pitch. And a ground ball slapped up the middle, base hit. They wanted the fastball high and out of the zone. Ended up about belt high, and Snyder able to reach it. It was 97, but a short stroke, and he slaps it up the middle. Wilson went over to first base, and the guys in the bullpen went up to get his first baseman's mitt for him, so he trades out gloves. Carson tossing him the first base mitt. Cuevas stays in at third base.
Well, there goes the streak. 17 in a row retired by the Revs, but the reason this game is tied right now is because it's only been zeros on the scoreboard for the Ducks since the 3rd.
Here's Lou Ford. And the first pitch, fastball just missed, up and in. And a 17 in a row since the 3rd inning. Ties the 3rd longest streak as a team in Revs history. Their longest since last April when they set the record with 20 in a row. There's the 1-0, and there's a fastball for a strike. Only the 4th hit of the night for Long Island. Snyder had a 2-run single back in the 3rd when they had their only other 3 hits. So he has been a real problem tonight with the bat and the glove. Wilson holds him at first. The 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Ford chased one up at his eyes at 96. Tonight he's 0 for 3. RBI fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning.
A lot of free mozzarella sticks.
That's right. That happened in the 6th. The stretch from Rincon. The 1-2. And a curveball missed up and away. Clark tried to frame it. You gonna stop at runners?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a late night tonight, early turnaround tomorrow. Might have to pass tonight.
Some other time?
Yeah, keep it in the back of my mind.
Now Rincon ready. The 2-2. Swing, and it's hit in the air, foul down the right field side and out of play. I don't care how late it is. I'm going to make a point to stop.
Is it on the way home?
Actually, yeah.
That works.
There's a couple.
That works.
I pass at least 2 on my way. Maybe 3. Depending on my route. Oh, runner went before the pitch. Here it comes, and it's fouled off. It was a strike. Ford had to swing. That board says 99 miles an hour. And Ford fouls it off. Snyder would have had the bag stolen, but Ford would have been out had he not swung.
That was smoke right there. An eventful play. I mean, like you said, Ford had to swing there, but lucky for the Revs that Rincon threw a pitch near the strike zone. Otherwise, Ford probably takes, and there's a runner on second.
Another 2-2. Curveball, and he starts but stops in plenty of time. It broke into the dirt. 3-2. It's amazing to me how guys are able to catch up to 99 and even get a bat on it. But that's why they get paid to play. Snyder held it first. Here's the stretch. And Rincon with the payoff pitch. Swinging a line drive to second. Silva knocks it down. Flips to second. Dent back to first. And Ford beats it out. A low liner. Silva tried to catch it. And it had slice. And it was so low to the dirt. It squirted out of his glove. They might have had a chance at a line drive double play. I'm not sure how far off Snyder was, but then they had all night to flip to second for that out. And Ford does just hustle out the turn to first base. He'll be replaced by pinch runner Anthony Vega here with 1 on and 1 out. Fletch will pay Rincon a visit. Vega certainly could be a threat to try to steal at some point in the not too distant future.
It's a good time to use a visit right here.
He's only been on base 5 times in his 7 games, but he's got 2 steals. Well, Ford hit it hard, but at least got 1 out of it. Revs don't have a walk-off win just yet this year. They would love to treat the 4,427 to one of those tonight. Only way to win it at this point.
Yep. They're due. They're due for a walk-off winner.
David Washington will be the hitter. He has been struck out all 3 times tonight. And Vega with speed, the pinch runner at first base. Double play depth for the infield. Rincon ready. And the first offering, he runs. It's a strike, and Clark trying to rush it. Had it slip out of the bare hand. No throw made. Vega dives in with his 3rd steal. And now a base hit could give Long Island the lead back. As a team, the Ducks 3rd in the league in steals. Vega just joining them recently. But another speed threat for their lineup. He's had some pretty good totals in that department in the past. He leads. Here's the stretch. The 0-1. And a breaking ball found the outside corner. Fell right off the table into Clark's mitt. And that is strike 2 called. Ducks have K-Rod up in the bullpen.
That'll be fun.
He's been good. Here's the stretch and the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Blew him away at 95. Fastball in under his hands. And Washington has struck out all 4 times tonight. 2 down here in the top of the 9th.
That's big right there. Huge out. And that was gas.
I think I saw some vapor following that.
Yeah.
That ball into the mid.
Some dust off of Clark's glove.
Here's Taylor Ard with Vega at second and 2 outs. Rincon trying to keep it tied, 3-3. Ard 0 for 2 with a walk. And the first pitch, breaking ball called strike 1. His stuff is eye-openingly good. Fastball, curveball combo. Probably the hardest curveball in the league. And now time asked for by Ard. Revs shade him the other way against Rincon's blazing stuff. He's ready. Holds. And here's the 0-1. Vega breaks for third. Breaking ball just missed outside. There's no throw. He steals second and third. And the benefit of doing that is now anything in the dirt, there's a lot of pressure on Clark, pressure on Rincon to not throw one in the dirt. I don't know that it takes the curve out of the equation, but makes it a little dicier. The 1-1 and a line drive, base hit left field. And Vega in to score. The Ducks lead again. It's 4-3 here in the top of the 9th. Taylor Ard, a 2-out RBI single. It was a fastball. And Rincon left it in the middle. And he lines it into left.
That's where the stolen bases pay dividends. Vega had huge jumps on both of them. And the Ducks have a deep bench. They've used it well tonight.
They've used a total of 15 human beings in this game.
Only used 9 last night.
Here's Cabrera, switch hitter batting left. 4-3 Long Island and a running jump. And Rincon steps off through it low to Den, who had to sprawl for it. Can't make a throw to first, and that allows Ard to get back. He was halfway to second base. Clark just ran all the way to the end of the Revs dugout to back up had there been a throw, so good job leaving nothing to chance there, but another big jump and a good throw to second would have had Ard caught in at least a rundown. Cabrera tonight 0 for 3. And Rincon holds, fires, misses high and away. The Revs in the bottom of the 9th now down 1. They'll be facing K-Rod, who's got 7 saves. Witherspoon, Clark, and Mitchell will be the hitters, 8, 9, 1 in the order. Rincon the 1-0, and it just missed up and away. The big play still, that diving play from Travis Snyder in the 7th. If not for that, the 8th inning rally very well might have put the Revs ahead with even a little breathing room. Of course, everything may have played out differently, but here's the 2-0. And a line drive at center. Witherspoon right there into shallow left center. And he'll squeeze it with 2 hands. But Long Island retakes the lead. A run on 2 hits, 1 left. And the Revs down 2. Their final chance here this evening. Bottom of the 9th, trailing 4-3.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
You guys ready? Come on! Sixers head coach Brett Brown joins us. People forget what you went through, and we had you on during this process. Did you ever have one of those, or the last time you had one of those moments where you just, you know what, it got to you, where you just said, I just don't know if I'm going to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I mean, during the 10-win season, and, you lost 26 in a row, I think during that period of time, you wondered, times was it something that you thought you were signing up for? I did feel comfortable and confident we were working on the correct things, my version of what I think a culture is. But when the last time I spoke with you compared to where we are now, that seems like a long time ago.
You went from 10 to 52 wins in 2 years. That's pretty incredible there.
The Dan Patrick Show. First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Can't get enough of the Birds? WOYK has you covered. Join us all season on Mondays at 6 for the Baltimore Baseball Show, hosted by award-winning Orioles and National Baseball writer Dan Connolly from BaltimoreBaseball.com. Exclusive in-depth interviews plus the latest insight and analysis on the Orioles every week. Talking baseball with the Birds, Mondays at 6. The Baltimore Baseball Show on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This hour on WOYK is brought to you by Maple Donuts. Quality you can see.
Of the ninth, last chance for the Revs. They are facing K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez, one of the big names in the league this year. Maybe one of the biggest names to come through the Atlantic League. Last year, the Ducks had Eric Gagne for a tad bit of time, and this year, K-Rod 1-0, a 0.90 ERA in 10 outings, 7 saves, 10 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 12 strikeouts. He's got the same motion that you'll remember on TV with the strange hand action as he strides toward the plate. And Travis Witherspoon up first, 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. The 16-year big league vet stretches, fires, and misses down and away. He broke in with the Angels in 0-2, and as a rookie, he was a big part of their World Series team, burst onto the scene. Also has pitched with the Mets, Brewers, Orioles, and Tigers. The 1-0, and it's over for a strike. He was with Detroit in the majors just last season. 4th on the majors all-time saves list with 437 major league saves, a 6-time All-Star. The 1-1 and a breaking ball just outside. Going a little bit further back in the day, you may remember the Ducks had Armando Benitez, John Rocker before the Revs were the Revs. Here's the 2-1, and a swing and a miss. I don't know if it's a fork or a split, but it plummets straight down, 2-2.
That's big league stuff right there, and you see why K-Rod's had the success he has in his career. He's had, and he's a guy who was in big league camp just as early as this year. Was with the Phillies in big league camp.
Now ready, the 2-2, and a swing and a miss. Got Witherspoon to reach down low. And a strikeout to begin the bottom of the 9th. Revs down a run and down to their final 2 outs tonight. And it'll be Melky Mesa pinch hitting for Tyler Clark.
That's nasty stuff right there for Spoon to try to hit down in the zone. Back's against the wall here, not over though.
And Mesa sent up there, hitting at 295 with a home run. Just came back from the strained quad last night. This will be his first pinch hitting opportunity. K-Rod with the pitch. Breaking ball, it's a called strike. More like curveball break on that one. Revs out hitting the Ducks 9-5, but down 4-3. There's the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. Slider broke toward the ground. No balls, 2 strikes the count. I guess that other one was more of a changeup, looking at his stuff. Here's the 0-2, and a swing and a miss. There it was, blocked by Cabrera, steps out, makes the throw to first, and that's out number 2. And the Revs down to their final out tonight. Jared Mitchell will try to extend this 14-game hitting streak. First 3 times he hit the ball to second base. And last time up, the line drive in right center that we thought was going to tie it in the 7th, and Snyder robbed him.
And right now that's holding up as the play of the game. That would have tied the game. The Revs eventually tied it later. But that was huge for the Ducks.
And here we go. First pitch. It's down low. One thing with K-Rod, he keeps it down. Nothing has been up. They play Mitchell pretty hard to pull it in the infield. Puck it is in the grass at third base. Now the 1-0. And a swing and a foul back just over the net. When they gave him the nickname K-Rod as a rookie, it was being played off of A-Rod's nickname. Came up in 0-2 with the Angels, had some great years with the Mets. Last year, ERA in the high 7s with Detroit was released. The 1-1. Breaking ball, and it hooks in for strike 2. Revs down to their final strike tonight. Down 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. All night they've been trying to battle back. Brownell kept them off balance. This is the 5th different reliever that they've faced. And Rodriguez ready. The 1-2. Swinging a line drive the other way, down the line in left field, fair ball, hitting streak goes on, so does the game, and Mitchell heading for second, slides in with a double, throw skips away, Ard, the first baseman, backs up, a pitch away, he went with it, sends it down the line in left, 15-game hitting streak, and the tying run is at second base for Alexi Casilla.
It ain't over till it's over. That's a great approach on K-Rod. Mitchell had to stand on deck and watch Mesa strike out on a nasty pitch. Saw Spoon strike out on a nasty pitch and just stayed true to what he does. And we know Mitchell has a great opposite field approach. He hits the ball out of all fields and hit one with authority down the left field line. Now in scoring position, the Revs a fighting chance. You got the tying run on base, the winning run at the plate.
Well, Alexi tonight, 1 for 3, hit by a pitch, stole second, and scored in the 8th inning. No doubt these two have squared off in the big leagues at some point. And the first pitch, swinging a chopper at first, big hop to Ard. He's got it right next to the bag and steps on first base to end it. Mitchell kept it alive, but Alexi trying to jump on the first one, chops it to first base. And the Ducks have taken the last 2. Tonight they hold off the Revs 4-3, the final. K-Rod with his 8th Atlantic League save. And Travis Snyder's play in the 7th inning does hold up as the biggest of the night. Revs tied it an inning later, but a half inning after that, the Ducks with a 2-out RBI hit go right back in front, and K-Rod takes care of the rest. Your Coatman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game tonight, Travis Snyder, who went 2 for 4, drove in 2 early in the game. And the diving play in the 7th inning to prevent the Revs from tying it up. He is your Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group Player of the Game tonight. 4-3 is the final score. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Smart shoppers, you know a good deal when you see one. And Giant's got tons of them. Just keep a lookout for our wow price signs, and you'll be well on your way to smart choices and great everyday savings. Plus, we've got thousands of everyday low prices and bonus buys that'll save you even more. So the signs that you're one smart cookie are all around you.
At Giant, if you're ever fourth in line at checkout, your groceries are free.